I have faith.
I haven't got dinged again, so I think we made it.
Huge. I pulled my elbow at the gym last night and I put Tiger Balm on it just about 10 minutes ago, and I forgot how much the stuff burns. I am in severe pain.
Are we like full ass spectator splits spots? This might be
I
a trip to get into.
believe so. This is gonna be an experience, I think.
They do have a lot of people in here. Okay.
They in fact do.
There are 3 extra people.
I know Alcalora is their team manager.
Okay. There should be enough spots.
I would hope so.
Unless they have... I don't know. They need to figure it out.
If they actually have 3 spectators, then no.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they only have 2. But...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember I'm the Banana being on roster, so...
So it's gonna... So Alcalora needs to get in, drop, and then...
We invite
has to come in last.
Michael, yeah.
What a mess.
Oh, this is gonna be great. I get to call him Mikey Coon on stream.
Oh no.
Nice.
Oh shit, that would have been bad. I thought that the last thing I had saved was the link to the stream. So I was gonna post that in the chat. But it was actually the stream key that I just changed.
Ah. Yeah, that might have been bad.
I mean, that would have been a quick reset the stream key, but you know.
Right.
It's still striking to me how long this game's been around, but we can only have 4 spectator slots.
It's truly impressive. I think it's just under the level of striking that it is that this client is still like the client that we have. Like it's still the one that the game runs on.
Did you watch the preseason thing and read the dev article?
Yep. I didn't read the dev article yet, but I watched the preseason thing over lunch break.
So I thought it was funny they let... I don't remember their names. The lady basically had all of the bad information. She was like, I hated everything that she said, but dude came on, and I was like, okay, I can vibe with most of the stuff that he's talking about. But
yeah, the only bad thing that he said was that assassins are getting an item that gives them CDR and ult CDR refund on kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? Maybe it's not that bad.
Anyway, we can talk more about it as we go on, because I have some opinions that I need to get out of the way, but then I immediately got distracted by things that are happening in the chat, so.
Yeah, same. And
Uh,
we're already going through bans. Nice, I
yeah,
love it here.
so, oh, I have them flipped too. Never mind. I'll introduce it while I flip this, I guess. This is going to be a big test of my skill, but welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the round of 16 for LRS. I'm Meristematic, my co-caster is Oath. We've got, first up on the stream, we're going to be jumping back and forth between the Rodham games as much as possible. But first up, we've got Darkwind taking on Rising Tide Tsunami. RTT on the blue side, Darkwind on the red side, as is now correctly shown on the stream. And yeah, we did it. That was actually multitasking. I've never done that before. But Misfortune is going to be a first pick, which we've seen through Worlds be a very valuable first pick. We saw last night in your playoff series be very valuable, and now RTT gets their first claim to it.
Yeah, and honestly, I really can't think of anything more. If you're gonna go for maybe the Amumu to flex it a little bit harder, but that's only if Misfortune is banned. I feel like Misfortune's just reigning B1 on this patch.
Yeah, immediately Colbrin though, he's been popping off on the Xayah and decides that that's what he wants as the counter to Misfortune. It's traditionally does okay into the Misfortune, but MF is just nuts right now. Like, can't overstate that.
Yeah. No, she definitely is, and be interesting to see what they decide to pair with it now that they've seen the enemy ADC. Obviously, the traditional Worlds-esque pairing is going to be the Amumu support, but it doesn't have to be. MF plays well with a lot of CC bot lanes.
Yeah, the Xin Zhao going to be the first pick, or the end of the first rotation for Darkwind, I guess I should say. Data subbing in for Fever for the playoff series, and it'll be countered by a Sejuani for RTT. Oh, and the Irelia. Okay, so this guy's just tendies. It looks like you ban the Camille and the Gwen, you get the Irelia.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That checks out.
Anyway, some decisions now for lane. He's got the opportunity to counter before they're able to get rid of more of the lane counters for Irelia. Traditionally, kind of melee bruisery styles, so like Wukong Urgot. It's going to be the Wukong for him. So, gets an okay matchup, and now you have the opportunity to ban out, a Mumu Leona. That seems reasonable. Maybe a Nautilus would also be a consideration, but yeah.
I feel like if you have Black Salt on your roster and you ban Nautilus, you're probably trolling, right?
I mean, you saw
I don't know.
his viral clip, we'll say. But other than that, he's been very solid. Man does not miss with his hooks, except the one time that he missed with his hook. But
I'm also not positive that you pair Nautilus with Xayah with this team comp. Maybe you look for something a little more flexible, defensive. But it's going to be the Braum hover on the ban. I kind of like that. It is not quite as popular, but definitely a solid contender for the Misfortune pairing.
Yeah, I still feel like Leona's the real power pick left over. Maybe that's what Black Salt wants to do here, but with the Nautilus open, you have to think it's the Nautilus. There's no way they pick mid, I guess is another consideration. So this is almost certainly Black Salt's champion.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really see them just choosing to blind mid for no particular reason, especially when they've done all of this setup for getting themselves a solid support pick to pair with the Xayah, and they're running out of time here. It is going to be the Nautilus. And I mean, it's consistent. It's the character that he's known for, so I don't have anything bad to say about it. And Leona is kind of the de facto best option with other stuff like a Mumu off the table.
Yeah, this feels like the natural pick for RTT. Have a couple of seconds to think about it, but they're going to go ahead and lock it in. And now presumably a blind mid laner. I guess you could flex Irelia, but Irelia hasn't been seen in the mid lane super recently. So I'd be a little surprised that I am pretty sure Aeolios is just the tank player, or the like bruiser carry player. But Mordekaiser is a champion that is going to be locked in on my screen. All right. So maybe we have been hoodwinked. Maybe that is definitely the Irelia mid, and Mordekaiser has a little bit stronger of a matchup into Wukong than Irelia does.
Yeah, it reasonably could be either. I would assume it's likely the Aurelia mid, but they could just be waiting to see what the mid laner is selecting. Cassiopeia hovered and almost certainly locked in here with the time ticking down for mid lane Hokage, and I like that pick. Does a lot of good work into both the Aurelia and the Sejuani.
Alright, well, we have our drafts for game 1. I'll hover over that as we get into the second draft. We got a prediction. I'm just going to go with the El Clasico. Oh, I usually just phrase it like that. Okay. More kills in game 1. Is it going to be Colbrin, or I guess in order, mid lane Hokage on the Cassiopeia, or Colbrin on the Zaya?
I don't really want to start speculating on the state of these lanes until I see exactly where the solo laners are going to end up, but Rising Tide has drafted a very short range comp with the exception of the Misfortune. Even, you know, barring the ult Misfortune, not the longest attack range in the world. And it's fairly matched by Return of the Middlesticks on an equally short range comp with the exception of a couple outliers.
Yeah, I mostly think it's interesting. So they got the first pick, Misfortune. They did get the Sejuani and the Leona, which are at least a little bit of AoE crowd control. Like the Sejuani a little bit less, of course, but the Leona for sure. But it's not that big Wombo team fight. It still feels like while you have that solid core, you're still looking for like side lanes and picks. And we're gonna have a more, I guess, skirmish heavy game rather than a team that's really opting into full 5v5 team fights. That isn't a correct pick.
No, it's not. And we are going to see the draft restart here, so a little bit of a delay, but...
Oh, I hadn't even flipped over to it. You missed all of the drama.
There was a Lee Sin locked in champ select, so...
Yeah, Lee Sin was locked in rather than Irelia, so now we get to do the draft a third time. We'll go for the record. Please don't.
You don't actually go for the... I would appreciate it if we avoided that particular happenstance.
Well, see, the big strat is they're going to get the 2 Rotom games desynced, so we can jump into Crowstorm, although they're not actually in champ select yet either, so...
Yeah, I've noticed for whatever particular reason, this split of Legends 7 turns into 7:15 and 7:20 very often. So, you know, start times are more like guidelines here, really.
Yeah? Is that the Jinx quote?
I was actually pulling more from
I guess the Jinx quote is
Pirates
just
of the Caribbean 1.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, I have to predict. I have so many channel points, and I need to earn. I think I'm missing 2. No, I'm not.
Someone just flopped down 10,000 on mid lane Hokage, but there's no match on Colbrin yet, so you know the big money could be on Colbrin, sneaking in a couple of points on that. All right, we're into second champ select, or third champ select. So. And now we're banning Yumi because why? Oh, we did actually ban Yumi. Never mind. That was a thing that was banned. I was like, they're trolling with their bans. They're banning the cat, but no, they actually don't want Black Salt to play it. which is fair.
Yeah, I think that is
No
entirely fair.
cats in my game.
No cats in my game. I give Michael crap for playing that character consistently, and I probably don't do it enough now that it's kind of fallen out of popularity, but
Yeah, I mean, really, to have no cats in your game though, you'd have to go deep. You'd have to get the Rengar and the Nidalee bans as well.
it's Nidalee jungle.
My wife says no.
That was a
cat
fun
banning either.
experience.
That's a good meme.
No, that's a stretch. I don't know about that. I mean, at that point we have to ban Maokai, right? He's got the skin.
True, and Yorick. There might just be too many cats actually to completely
Yeah.
ban out.
That's what's would that be exactly 5? No, that's 6 if we include Katarina. Unlucky. Both teams would have to be in agreement then, 3 apiece.
Yeah. They're at least going through third champ select pretty quick, but we've already gone on to our second champ select music of the day, so that's not great. Oh, I forgot. I was logging in on my phone so I could bet my own channel points on this, and realized I lost the bet last night, so I actually have 0. So let it be known that Meristematic has 0 channel points on his own channel. He said.
Painful.
I only had like 1,000 to begin with, so yeah. Okay, we got 3 minutes. We can talk about this preseason video. All right, I gotta get this rant out here.
I'm excited because I do have my own opinions to share.
So the biggest thing that came out of the dev blog and the other thing to me is that they're not releasing any more PvE game modes. Is basically, they've said that it's just not a sustainable thing. But the reason that it's not sustainable is because they haven't cultivated their audience that way. They've made it very clear and obvious that the only product that they care about is ranked on Summoner's Rift, basically, and anything else is tangential to that. So anybody who would have been interested in PvE as like a main portion of their gameplay probably went and found a different game to play.
Or they're all holding out for Overwatch 2, which has promised PvE elements to begin with on the table.
So something like that. Right? You scare off all your player base, and then you say, yeah, but you guys didn't play the mode. Well, yeah, we didn't, because there hasn't been one available. I don't know. It's very frustrating. As someone who would very much enjoy a League of Legends PvE game mode, who's very excited for the Ruined King game, because it'll be a single-player experience and I don't have to deal with teammates. That's why I like TFT. It allows me to interact with the League universe without having to rely on 4 monkeys on a keyboard. They'll share the keyboard too, but it's really remarkable. Anyway, that's the biggest rant that I have. I also really thought it was funny we don't in general think that our new champions are overpowered or overtuned or have overloaded kits, but we hear you. I don't think you do then.
50% win rate, Keck W.
Can't auto tag, can't move.
Can't get gold, but the win rate's 50%.
It's so different. Alright, now that we've made a mediocre twice in a row.
Nice. Huge fan of that. Okay, I guess I'll take the opposite corner. There are a lot of things that I do appreciate, like them talking about pigeonhole build diversity. Not that I think that it's likely they'll actually fix that problem, because that's just a MOBA issue. People are going to optimize, always. But I am liking the fact that we're going to get new items. I feel like even after the recent item update, builds do get pretty stale after a little while. I don't know about the 2 dragons. I'm holding out judgment on that one.
Yeah,
I feel like some of that is kind of wild.
I'll have to see how camouflaged zones play out.
Uh-huh,
I
that's the big one for me.
yeah, I don't know if it's like if it'll be kind of similar to just fighting permanently in Viego's field, which just sounds terrible. Or if
Well,
it's
it's
more
also
like it looked like there were just like three big sections or something. Like if you can't see one section from the others, but as soon as you walk in, like it basically is just a bigger bush mechanic, and that one might kind of be okay. But yeah, I don't know.
it,
I'll have to
it'll
see how
be
that one
it'll
actually
be
works.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, will it really be any more interesting than permanent Bard Portal? But they go to like different parts of the map.
Again, that one I'll have to see where they are. Like if that's particularly game affecting. It probably is though. Otherwise they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
When are we getting the mid lane alcove? That's the big.
How would that work?
It wouldn't, but
Yeah.
you know, I have to beef it up.
I mean, you could do it if you made League of Legends a 3D game. You just have a like a tunnel underneath mid. You can hang out.
Alright, I need to get rid of my lo-fi beats that I'm listening to now, apparently. Okay. Well. Welcome into Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 between Rising Tide Tsunami and Return to the Middle Sticks. This is LRS playoff action that's a best of 3 here in the round of 16. Determine who moves on and who is done for the split. On the blue side, wearing the blue health bars, are the Rising Tide Tsunami. Aeolios in the top lane playing Mordekaiser. Ketty in the jungle on Sejuani. Liu Stan in the mid lane playing Irelia. And Wisward and I'm the Banana in the bottom lane playing Misfortune and Leona.
And on the red side of the rift, we've got the red health bards up on Return to the Middle Sticks Dark Wind. Got Lipo lane up in the top lane on Wukong. Data in the jungle on Xin Zhao. Mid lane Hokage on Cassiopeia. And Colbrin and Black Salt supporting the Xayah Nautilus bot lane.
Yeah, and both sides going for the big ol' 5-point. You can see the more traditional 5-point from Return to the Middle Sticks, although they flipped their bottom lane for some reason, and the less traditional with the mid lane mid for Rising Tide Tsunami. Not even any like late action moving in. It's kind of surprising actually how little both teams wanted to move out and be out on the map. Kind of understandable not wanting to risk anything early on in a playoff game, but it's
Yeah, it is a little unconventional, especially with such. I feel like both of these characters can reasonably start at either buff. It is interesting that we get both junglers topside.
yeah. I think that so realistically, Data should be looking for Sejuani, should win 1v1s against the Sejuani early on the Xin Zhao. So anything like that should favor Xin Zhao unless Ketty has maybe a secondary plan. Um, but again, this is in total darkness from both sides, other than, you know, maybe both sides noticing that Wukong and Mordekaiser came to lane a little bit late. So I'm really curious to see how they go. Meanwhile, level 2 in the bottom lane will be in one more minion, but already Black Salt and Colbrin paying big respect to the Leona level 2.
Yeah, that's completely reasonable, especially when you've got double up to worry about. Some good trading out of Liu Stan in the mid lane. Aurelia early is just really annoying to deal with.
Oh, there we go.
Especially,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry,
Especially until you get like Miasma to drop, punish for jumping on you.
Yeah, Liu has no mana. Maybe importantly, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it might just be kind of a cheater recall anyway. Level 2 in the bottom lane. Data is level 3 jumping in. They'll get both flashes out of Wisward and Banana. And the opportunity for the return gank for Data wide open now. And
Yeah, that's huge.
also should show Ketty, you know, it shows exactly where Xin Zhao is, meaning that this crab should go to Data. Black Salt walking up, kind of threatening the hook. But look at this pressure now that Colbrin and Black Salt are able to get just off of blowing those flashes.
I'd be interested to see. Yeah, I was gonna say Ketty is gonna be late walking in to look for this contest and doesn't have Liu Stan, so I'm not exactly sure what he's checking for. Um,
Yeah, I actually don't
maybe
know.
he's gonna take a pass at mid.
Yeah, if Data saw that, this is maybe an opportunity for Data to go ahead and double crab. It's going to be a little bit riskier because these solo lanes are not in a great position right now for Darkwind, but they've called in Colbrin and Black Salt to hang out in the river. Colbrin going to head back to bottom lane. Black Salt just walking through mid means that they're going to have a number advantage, and yeah, that's the double crab.
Yeah, that's a super free double crab. You know that you're gonna win that fight. Despite the fact that one mid laner had gotten a recall, it was a defensive item. No magic mantle up for Liu Stan. No way they're gonna fight that, especially knowing that Black Salt just walked into top river. So
So yeah, I
a
really
lot of
like.
vision control dropped for Darkwind as well around that crab.
I was going to say the early plays that we've seen out of Darkwind have been really interesting. I, insider knowledge, they've been working a little bit on some of these set plays, and it's been interesting to see the different varieties that they've got. Hook gonna land onto Whisward. Ooh, the canceled auto there from Black Salt might be a little bit costly as Colbrin now burning down to the Ignite. Banana chasing him down, gets the stun with the Shield of Daybreak, has the flash away, just throwing in a couple more feathers, but the Zenith Blade is there to connect, and it's first blood for the Leona. It's traded back immediately, and now we have some supportal combat, and Black Salt has the stronger health bar, but is down a level. Banana out of mana, but Black Salt not too strong himself. The minions doing enough work that Black Salt's gonna back off. So the support's trading kills in the bottom lane early on.
Yeah, that looked like a really fun gameplay experience for Colburn. I don't think he got hit by Whisward once in that fight. Maybe like a stray auto or double up at the very start of it, but even then, almost all of that damage came from Leona.
Yeah, Leona, pretty strong early on, as it turns out.
Good character.
Yeah. So
I I always go back to the Misfits tech with
oh yeah,
Fervor of Battle Leona in their game against SKT at Worlds. That was some spicy memes.
yeah, anything to solve the Ardent meta at that point. We were all very excited to see Misfits do anything other than an Ardent champion. Yeah, Data here, looking in the bottom lane. You've got Black Salt walking in as well, and there's no ward to spot out Whisward. The hook gonna pull in the knockup. There's no flash available, and Colbrin will take that kill. Really nicely timed gank and set up by Data and Black Salt, and that's as easy a kill as you're gonna see.
Yeah, they get the return on investment of blowing those flashes level 2, so it's really nice to see that they're capitalizing on that. So many missed opportunities in other games where you'll get the regank opportunity and then never actually pull the
Yeah,
trigger.
Ketty and Liu stand looking for the gank on mid lane. Hokage gonna blow the flash. The teleport coming in from Lipo lane. They shouldn't really be able to turn that with Banana waiting and Black Salt just a little bit away, but the teleport at least gonna make sure to keep Aeolios and Ketty. At least make sure they're paying attention, right? Keep them honest is the word I was looking for. And so
Yeah,
lane will return
when
to
you've
top lane.
gotten this many good early plays that Darkwind have, I feel like it's totally fine blowing defensive TP there. Maybe mid lane Hokage was out with the flash and the cleanse, but you also save those two summoners as well by just expending the TP.
Yeah, the bigger issue is Aeolios has stacked up a pretty significant CS and potentially XP lead now up in the top lane, and if he can bring that to bear on lane, might be a little bit difficult for him. Other than that, we're pretty much even across the board, but that particular CS lead is enough to make RTT have the gold lead. Uh, Granted, it's only a couple of hundred, but just kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's actually when you mentioned that, I decided I was gonna check for myself. It's not even a quarter of a bar. So what you are seeing is just the gold lead, no major XP advantage for Ilios. But that being said, you don't fight Mordekaiser in lane post 6 unless you have to, right?
Yeah, you don't want to get taken to Cyber Brazil. Don't tend to fare super well. Yeah, and the result of the roaming from Black Salt means that he's level 4, while his 80 carries level 6, but there's no ultimates available just yet for Banana and Whisward. I almost wonder if they'll look for something here, but maybe Black Salt's health bar is going to make them think a little
I think
bit better of it.
I think that level right there from Westward is probably gonna shut that play down if they were considering it. This is pretty standard experience gain for Black Salt though. He likes roaming a lot early. This is some good trading. Lipolin having the Mordekaiser experience there.
Yeah, really hard to trade into that champion. Ooh, Data was looking for the Blast Cone, but it looked like that got taken care of earlier by Whispered or Banana. And as a result, has a little bit more difficult coming in through the lane. We'll see. That W range is pretty long. He's got Flash available if he wants to use it as well, but he's headed to his Gromp. Although now Ketty also roaming down. Something we haven't mentioned is the synergy between Ketty and his two solo laners, right? You have the melee auto attacks to stack up the stuns really fast. I'm surprised we haven't seen Ketty be a little bit more active just because of that.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Ketty take another pass at mid. Aurelia has some decent kill threat if you avoid the ulti, assuming that Cassio's flash is down. So
Yeah, we're gearing up for a 3v3 though. Ketty hanging out in the middle bush, not spotted thus far by Colburn and Black Salt. They're continuing to push up, but they've got Data in their back pocket. Meanwhile, in mid lane, we have the big 1v1, and Liu Stan gonna take control of that. Black Salt interrupts the bullet time, but the teleport coming in is not going to fare too well for Black Salt, and Ketty's gonna take that kill. They'll pull Data into Cyber Brazil, the Death Realm, trying to fight his way back out. He'll get the knockup. He's got the flash away. Colburn's still out, putting quite a bit of damage. That last turret shot isn't quite enough, and Colburn not going to be able to extend his range far enough to hit that Mordekaiser. So the 1-for-0 in the bottom lane. They lose Black Salt, but also lose mid lane Hokage in mid, which is going to make it a pretty big net gain for RTT. Now about 1,500 gold in the advantage.
yeah, it just came down to good timing there in mid lane. I feel like if you're mid lane Hokage in that scenario, you probably have to burn the cleanse on the E stun immediately, or you just you're gambling on the ult landing and not getting queued, and that time it got queued.
Yeah, so again, these small advantages in the solo lanes potentially could turn into big advantages for RTT, and we're seeing Liu stand now with a pretty decent sized lead. Aeolios gets an assist off of his own bottom, but now the Solar Flare has to be flashed away from by mid lane Hokage. Black Salt in the area, but just not really enough damage for mid lane Hokage to consider turning at this point.
Yeah, you really do want first item up on Cassio before you start looking to her for damage output. The Leandries make such a huge difference on this character.
But so we continue. 35 seconds to go on the Mountain Dragon spawn, and we'll see which team wants to get in position for that one. Our team with the Dragon advantage, but the run of play has been a little bit against them the last couple of minutes, so we'll see if they want to set up and contest that, or really what their mindset is right now.
Okay, there we go. I was starting to get pretty concerned about Black Salt not having 6 yet before this dragon fight, but he does get it off of that wave. Nautilus ult is, it's like 50% of the character, man.
Yeah, what would you say the other 50% is?
Hook. Everything else is just window dressing, and there is
That's
said
fair.
ult.
Yeah, the Nautilus ult. Oh, Banana able to step in front of the hook, gets the flashback away, the bullet time just ripping through Colburn and Black Salt, and then comes Liu Stan off of his teleport. Aeolios is here as well, as everybody has roomed down. It's a double kill for Liu Stan. Data getting pulled back in by the claw. Lipo Lane teleports in to try to make his presence felt, but he just can't turn through any of this damage. And as a result, it's another 2-for-0 for RTT, and they should be able to roll through this dragon. Although they already got it? I must be sleeping. I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
I think they were on it while that play in bot lane was happening. This is going to sound nitpicky because with the TP, or with the roam down from Mordekaiser, it probably doesn't matter. But if you're Colburn in that scenario, oh, really nice hook, actually.
Yeah, hook onto Liu Stan. They're outputting quite a bit of damage, but mid lane Hokage has burned through almost all of his mana, so can't really continue that one. They do ignite Liu Stan, hopefully force him back to base if you're an ROTM fan, but yeah, not going to get too much more out of that. I really like the way RTT have used their teleport advantage, though. We saw Liu Stan into the bottom lane earlier. Now Aeolios and Liu Stan able to get there, but kind of taking advantage of having the extra teleport compared to Darkwind.
Yeah, definitely making that
Oh,
summoner spell pay dividends for them. It was unfortunate. I think Colburn has to use the ulti so that he doesn't have to walk around the alcove there. It, you want to be holding it because you know you're not going to die outright to the bullet time, but the amount of damage you take doesn't leave you an escape route afterwards, even if your ulti's still up. You also get the free movement, so you can just move straight back instead of walking around the wall. But yeah,
yeah,
because of
I
that, we're looking at item breakpoints for Wizward and Liu Stan.
yeah, that's pretty gigantic now with the two mythic items in inventory. Uh, you do have two on the side of RTM, but not able to bring those to bear just yet. And yeah, kind of a late Rift Herald actually. So it's after 14 minutes, so no turret plates available. They could use it just to pop the mid tower right now if they wanted to, but looks like not going to take advantage of mid lane Hokage roaming down.
What they could do, which is what they're probably going to hold it for, is just free prio on the next drag in one lane. That's like the only real good reason for Rift Herald post plates, in my opinion at least.
Yeah, could also use it to pop that top lane tower and just allow Mordekaiser to get more involved on the map if that were an option that they wanted to go for. Yeah, mid lane Hokage is hitting a lot of buttons on Liu Stan, and they're just not doing a whole lot.
Yeah, it's like having a slightly faster auto attack, honestly. How do you feel about Gore Drinker here on the Aurelia?
Um, I get it. There's not like a huge amount of people building strictly health. Data's going to collapse onto Banana. They lose their bot lane tower. And that looks like all that's going to happen. Although Black Salt and mid lane Hokage have roamed down, but they get spotted out on the Scuttle Crab, and RTT are able to successfully disengage. They're playing this very smart, very structured so far, and just making their own tempo plays and kind of they've done a really good job of avoiding dark winds. Although maybe the collapse onto Liu Stan is what they need. The cyclone coming through, the dash out from Liu Stan, but into the hook the Vanguard's Edge used, and it's a shutdown going to Data. But here comes Ketty and Whisward, maybe looking to turn it around, but not going to over pursue into the teeth of Return of the Middle Sticks. So the one pick in the mid lane, it's a pretty big shutdown going to Data at 700 gold, but not a whole lot else to be gained out of it. And now with Shelly ramming herself into the turret in mid. Oh, the swipe actually takes it down. That's
I totally understand mid lane Hokage's trepidation at walking up to hit the eye there. Maybe they can afford to let that one drop, but also could just be not expecting the swipe to kill the tower like that. It definitely is like very close to being not enough damage.
yeah. I mean, I didn't expect it to kill the tower, but that doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. My bronze one gamer eye, not the most
I'm
discerning sometimes.
I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I get why it's working fine this game, and Light Lane's definitely not big enough right now to pose a threat. But usually, I don't see Mordekaiser garage sale this hard. Typically, you want to get that Rift Maker up so that you can start stacking more teamfight damage for when you come out of your ulti.
Yeah. Um, Right off of the Dragon Spawn, though, ROTM are here. They're going to get the hook in onto Ketty, using the knock up onto Whisward. Liu Stan looking for an angle in the back. It's stolen, actually, by Ketty, so the Dragon doesn't go to ROTM. The bullet time across is very good. Cyclone has lane pulled into the Death Realm, and that should be the full fight disengage. Black Salt trying to find that time and get the cheeky little hook on the backside, but it's just the pocket pick by Ketty. He goes in, takes the dragon. Now the 2 dragon to 1 lead, and that stalls out an eventual win condition for ROTM.
Yeah, it definitely does. RTM that was their dragon 100%, but I mean you leave it to a 50-50 by not linebacking quite hard enough on the Sejuani, and then I mean it's easy for it's easy for players like me who don't play at the peak of competition and go through a lot of shifting teammates to get frustrated with junglers in a situation like that. Up until recently, I did until I realized that it's kind of unfair to do that when you're leaving them in a scenario where you could just have easily taken away the chance at the steal, and then you don't, and that's what happens.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue is that they were playing very respectfully around Liu Stan, who had the flank, was in full vision. They were really worried about the big Vanguard's edge kind of blowing everybody up and just kind of forgot the back of the pit, and Ketty snuck in there and got the smite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't there some statistic if it's a 50-50, percentage-wise it goes to the one going in for the steal
Yeah,
by like a couple of percent, right?
the thief definitely does have the advantage on those. I don't remember what the percentage is. It's been posted somewhere online. Um, but yeah, it's usually stolen, I think is a fair phrasing. If by usually you mean greater than 50%.
Mm-hmm. Right. Um, we're looking at a mythic on pretty much everybody except Garage Sale, Mordekaiser, and Black Salt. So we're getting to that solidly mid. Oh, look, it's 20 minutes. Solidly mid game point where this should be like the peak power point for RTT. They have some good scaling, but it's not like they've got Kale or Vigar hanging around anywhere. They're definitely a peaks in mid game type of team comp.
Yeah, and to that point, ROTM with a little bit later scaling with the Xayah and the Cassiopeia, it winds up being roughly negligible, I think, but it may be a small advantage to ROTM. They're going to look for a pick onto Banana. The Solar Flare backwards was a choice. Data just walking forward, has the Crescent Guard to keep him safe, and he'll get the pick onto Banana. It's not the most crucial, seeing as there's no neutral objective up for either side, but you'll take the gold for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you slightly punish I'm the Banana for what every support ever has committed the sin of. It's just solo warding. So that's kind of nice. They get a little bit more space out of their own jungle, right? So they don't get too much deep vision. They get some point in time on the map where solar flare isn't a consideration. Also, I thought I noticed it in the previous fight. It just got confirmed for me there. Why does Zen not block bullet time? I hate that.
Does it not? It should.
Oh no, he definitely takes damage.
Immune to damage from enemies outside the sweep range for 5 seconds.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Unless I'm experiencing a really interesting live spectator bug, his health bar definitely drops.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it did, but I didn't want to say anything. I guess.
I'm sure we'll get an experience sometime in this game again of watching that, and I can confirm for the third time. Third time's the charm to get 100% certainty, but yeah, that feels like it's just straight up a bug if it's true, because the wording is pretty clear on Zinzao ult. Not again, right? Okay, there's no way.
Yeah, Dragon coming up now in 15 seconds would be the third one. Oh, Lane gonna get spotted on the side, looking for the initiation, goes in, just gonna grab another pick onto Banana, why not? But the Sejuani ult onto Coburn in the backline forces him to use the Featherstorm defensively, trying to get away from the Sejuani. The rest of the team focused on Irelia, but the bullet time rips back through Black Salt. And now Ketty caught maybe a little bit on the wrong side. The dive forward from Lipo Lane and from Data, trying to get any crowd control that they can, but they might be leaving Coburn out to dry. They definitely leave mid lane Hokage out as he gets pulled into the Death Realm. Whisward picks up one kill, picks up a second one with 2 taps of his auto attack, and Data and Lane just kind of abandoned their carries in that situation, and now forced to flee away from the people who were able to grab those picks.
Yeah, the overchase was super real there from the top side for Return of the Middle Sticks. You hate to see that, because with the start to it, I feel like they kind of had the fight won, or at least the opportunity to back out without losing any members.
Yeah, so Dragon number 3 goes to RTT, and again, that Infernal Soul, it's not, I don't want to say super game ending for RTT. It's always nice to have. It feels like it would be a much bigger boon to Return of the Middlesticks team comp in terms of, being very easily able to proc it. Um, but yeah, I mean, MF with Infernal Soul is a little bit of a nightmare on her own.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, it doesn't hurt for anybody else on the team. Obviously, a notable
Yeah,
secondary is Mordekaiser with a 3-second Q.
you'll never turn down extra damage, but
Not at all.
just in terms of
Um,
ease of use.
I get it, especially with the Sedge and the Leona, the Gale Force pickup on Kolbrin, but for similar reasons, the Sedge and Leona, and to a lesser extent Mordekaiser.
Oh, pick attempt
This.
here on Westward.
Mm?
Hook, not quite
Oh
going to
no.
connect there from Black Salt, so not going to find anything. Liu Stan was staring down mid lane Hokage in his own jungle, but not going to pull the trigger on that one either. And now we're going to shuffle around some lanes, it looks like. Lane Liu Stan headed to the bottom side. Looks like mid lane Hokage will be isolated against Aeolios up on the top, although they might look for a pick on the Mordekaiser here, as they do
This
seek
could
through
be
their own
good,
jungle.
actually. They've
Yeah,
already got around him.
Aeolios has nowhere to go in particular other than into his own death realm. Ketty gets the flank though. They have Banana around the side as well, but Aeolios still getting the focus. Black Salt unfortunately takes the kill, but now Lane with a big Cyclone ripping through 3 people. He's on top of Westward, gets the knock up. Liu Stan, importantly, hasn't been able to join the fight yet. Now looking for that big E, but the dash in, health bar is just not quite there. Data trying to back away from the Misfortune ult, but he's going to fall as well. A shutdown goes to Liu Stan, but the burn down does take down Banana as well. Black Salt trying to flee, but gets stunned up. Mid lane Hokage and Kolbrin trying to play their distance here. The snake's a little bit scary and they can't quite dive in, but it's 3 for 2 in favor of RTT in that fight, and they'll come out again just a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I don't even think it's necessarily the wrong play to go Flash Cyclone there, but it takes so long for the rest of Return of the Middlesticks to follow up, and Lipo not quite enough damage to finish off Westward before getting popped himself in the 1v3, so it's kind of unlucky there. They are still scaling though. I mean they're at a point where they're not losing so hard on the map that this game isn't gonna go late. We're already at 26. Soul Point popping up here in about 2 minutes. Got to fight for that. But other than that, they can kind of just continue soaking XP
Oh
and
no.
gold. Hmm. I'm not. I'm just gonna pass over that one. It's a pretty short cooldown.
Yeah, it'll be out
Uh,
for the dragon, so it's not like the
Especially considering that
biggest
we
issue.
just saw it, so it's got to be a pretty short cooldown.
Does it show if I hover? No. Oh yeah, it does. 69. Nice. 0.08
Nice.
seconds.
Yeah, no, this is what I was mentioning, and Colbrin basically allayed my concerns that I was going to bring up by the purchase of this Lord Doms here, but without a Kraken, it does get a little bit difficult to really front to back into the triple beef comp, and even the Aurelia to a certain extent. This build particularly is kind of annoying to chunk through with Gore and Sterix as the first two.
Yeah. 1 minute to go on the dragon though. RTM is the team that is set up with vision. Mid lane Hokage headed up to top lane, which is maybe a little bit concerning, seeing as he does not have a teleport ability. He needs to keep Aelios in vision to make sure that he can't get there, who does have a teleport ability, and just walks into the mace. Now going to pull him into the death realm. The cleanse trying to get him away from anything that he can, but the solo kill for Aeolios means that RTM almost certainly is going to have to give up this soul.
Yeah, they're gonna have to drop the soul. They can't really threaten Baron while it's happening. They've already lost what vision that they did have on the spawn of this Drake, and that's really rough. I mean, they can theoretically. No, they can't actually. Mid lane Hokage has no TP, and his death timer is synced with the spawn. So
Yeah, they might look to see if they can trade Baron for it, but Aeolios is already here to defend. He's got the extra stats from the Cassiopeia.
Yeah,
he's a scary out right now. Even if you're fighting him 1v4, I think ROTM kind of caught in decision paralysis. Now walking back to the other side of the map, but this is over all of the wards that are already set up for RTT, and now the dragon started up. Can they even get into contest? I don't think that that's
no,
even a possibility. I think they
no,
just
they can't.
have to strike give it.
That's yeah,
Although
it's a
Data's
suicide run.
he just took the blast cone over. Now he's gonna get caught by the Sejuani ult. That's maybe the worst case scenario, is giving back another kill as well. And Ketty will take that one with the flail, and that might signal
That's
Baron for
jungle dead.
RTT. Yeah,
Yeah, they're just gonna clear mid and walk to Baron. I mean, it's a pretty impossible scenario, right? You've got Cassiopeia synced with the spawn of the dragon, no TP up on that character. They, you can't threaten the Baron because Aeolios is playing linebacker, and you can't really like force onto him with 4 because RTT doesn't need that many members to take Infernal Dragon. It's just Infernal Dragon. They could have technically let Ketty solo it if they knew that all 4 members were at of Rodham were at Baron. So
well, that's a decisive blow for RTT. Now 6,000, well, 5,500, I guess, gold, plus the Infernal Soul, which counts, I believe, about 3,500 on its own in stats. Plus the Baron. This is a scary moment for Darkwind. We'll see if they can weather the storm here in game number 1.
yeah, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle, especially into Infernal Soul, which I think there was some statistics put out at some point about Souls closing out games, and Infernal topped the charts by several percent, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, I think Hextech and Chemtank will have something to say about that, but
I'm
we'll
sure they will.
we'll see what happens here.
What
Uh,
if everyone had Scion passive?
True.
Sorry, what if everyone had Scion and Nautilus,
I mean,
or
that's what happened in
Nautilus and Mage?
Ultimate Spellbook. But anyway, they get the pick. The fight force from ROTM. They're able to take down Whisward. And now Data trying to flee. He'll get jumped on by Liu Stan. It is traded 1-for-1. And that... I don't know that that does anything to really stall out it. Anything in particular. ROTM's trying to walk up mid lane. Hokage caught on the side. Hits a big petrifying gaze, but it just... The damage just isn't quite there from RTM. Now trying to get onto Banana. The Featherstorm comes back through. Lane is able to finish one off. Liu stand into the stopwatch. And somehow they're actually defending. Mid lane Hokage trying to kite back away from the Mordekaiser. They'll pull him in with the Nautilus hook, which might be a blessing in disguise for the Nautilus. Liu stand just escapes with a hair's breadth. Colburn trying to fight, but it's a double kill. There's a combined 100 health between the 3 members of RTT, but they get the ace right on the doorsteps of the base. Data's spawning here in 5 seconds, and there's just no minions. They're tanking tower shots. Now the minions come in. They might be able to finish that one off. In comes Data. He'll be looking to maybe turn this one back around. They do get the inhibitor tower, but that's all that they're going to get off of the back of that fight.
Honestly, that fight had no business being that close. Really impressive mechanics, individual play coming out from Return of the Middle Sticks to stave off the pressure from this Baron buff, and that effectively nullifies Baron, losing only the inhibitor tower and mid off of this buff, and watching everyone recall at the end of it. It's time to yeah, it's already pretty much gone.
Yeah, and Ketty and Liu stand the only 2, or Aeolios has it as well, so they've got 3 buffs left, but just a couple of seconds left. Probably won't be able to even get them all the way into towers, and ROTM has survived for the time being. Still down a significant chunk of gold, still down, just a huge amount of objectives, but these fights have been super close. When they've been able to have full 5v5s, it's actually remarkable how just 100 health one way or the other would swing it. Oh, Black Salt? Okay, he's
Doesn't have anyone in the back pocket. Just putting the fear of God in him.
Fair enough. Lane gonna walk into Ketty here, or maybe Ketty walked into Lane, not really sure, but nothing really gonna be happening there as RTM trying to defend some of this vision in their jungle, and RTT trying to do their best to pressure in. You've got a minute and a half to go on an Elder Dragon spawn, and 2 on a Baron. Has it been enough time for RTM to fully scale? That's a difficult question for sure.
I think you can say yes for Kolbrin since he's picked up the third item. Maybe also for Data. You definitely are feeling kind of bad about the pit stop from mid lane Hokage, but the QSS is kind of important.
Yeah, it's allowing him to
Speaking
solo
of,
lane right now against Aelios. Oh my
oh,
god, that's so much
okay,
damage. He's
let's
got to get
let's
out of
chill
there.
out here.
There's the Petrifying Gaze. That was so nicely turned by Aelios, but he's not able to find that critical amount of damage, and now Data in lane looking for that pick. They should be able to finish him off, and there, in fact, it is. The shutdown goes to Lipo lane, and a little overextension from Aelios trying to get that solo kill. On the other side of the map, though, RTT taking more. Liu, Stan, and Banana onto the tower, and they'll now recoil back toward that Elder Dragon. Mid lane Hokage is not joining. He's just shoving, trying to get
No,
that first tower of the game. So this
he's
is going
still
to be a
up there. They have
4v4.
faith in the 4v4. That feels like a misstep. If you walk immediately, you're there in time for it. He's gonna back now, and
He did crash that wave. We'll see if it gets the tower. I don't know that that's particularly important in the grand scheme of things, but it's the first tower of the game. Yay!
I mean you've now stalled enough to give Aeolios enough time to respawn. He has TP up. I feel like they needed to go.
Yeah,
We'll see how it pans out for them.
this is a scary moment. This is probably the game here for ROTM. If they win, the game will continue. The Solar Flare only going to lock up Black Salt as they did kind of surprise Banana in the bush. Liu Stan has pushed in mid, gotten all of that. The teleport from Aeolios, very aggressive. They throw in the Sejuani ult. Mid lane Hokage has to cleanse it away with that QSS. The bullet time rips through Black Salt. He's the first casualty of the fight. Now they're on to Ketty. They do trade that one back, 1-for-1. This fight's so close. Colbrin still on the back line, still relatively safe, but so is Whisward. They close the gap, and all of a sudden the health bars fall for Return of the Middle Sticks and RTT. It's a triple kill for Aeolios. They'll finish off for... They actually got Colbrin on the backside as well. The ace will be the end of the game, and RTT will go to match point.
Yeah, that's about right. The front side of the fight looked pretty good starting off, but Mordekaiser's just a little bit too sloppy.
Yeah, so 1-0 for RTT. Again, match point here in the best of 3. And we'll be right back with more games. I think Crowstorm's still in game, so we'll try to jump into that real quick. Um, I'm assuming you have somebody from Crowstorm on your friends list. Maybe that's wrong to assume.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh yeah, they're like 38 minutes into this. We'll just jump right in. Hopefully we get in around the same timer.
I mean, it shouldn't matter, right? If we both hit spectate, it just joins live.
You would think so, but
Virtually no.
oh my god, I'm all sorts of turned around here. Okay. The team names are backwards, but we're in.
I'm just gonna zoom forward to live. There we go.
Okay, and this isn't RTT, it's Disco. And things are happening on the screen, but I can't tell you what's happening right now. Okay. Oops, Dis0. Okay. We made the transition. Okay. So, let's take a quick look around and see what we've got going on here. 26-21 in kills. Crowstorm in the lead over Disco Gaming. They've got about a 3,000 gold advantage. They've got a 1 dragon advantage. I'm going to press plus to try to get to as live as possible. And there's things happening on the map, so I have to spectate here at 1.5 speed. Oh, the Fizz jumping on Wing Nation. Going to be able to take him down. There's a lot of things happening at 1.5 speed, and these are probably very important things, but I can't quite keep up with them. Cardinals takes one down, but a Apache helicopter is just tearing through. Boar gets stuck in a Hookstick ultimatum. He's taken into a Guardian Angel, but the minions are on the base right now. They're trying to delay as much as they can. Blazing Cake, the last one left alive for Crowstorm, as he might be looking to try to defend the dragon, but Apache helicopter was able to recall. The dragon goes to Disco. This is very quick.
It's interesting that they sent the jungler back for that, but yeah, well, I mean, you're only like 30 seconds behind me now. Keep going.
Okay,
You've got this.
we're zooming on through. Respawn's already come through, but that last fight going to Disco means that they're going to hold their base for the time being. Baron is a definite possibility now, and we go to 7th Dragon as well, which is pretty hype. Next Dragon gets the soul, and we're live. We can slow down. We can chill for just a second and take a second to breathe. Okay, so Cardinals is playing Jarvan in the top lane, which was a very confusing thing to me. Okay, we got MJ Kofin.
Cough line.
Oh, Coughlin. Okay, MJ Coughlin. Is that a reference I'm missing?
I don't think so. I just noticed the L.
Okay. Apache Helicopter, Jimbo Slice, Dario Lipa. Okay, I like that. And Hindsight OP. Fair enough. Okay.
Entirely fair. We got Cardinals 29 up the top lane on Jarvan, Blazing Cake in the jungle on Poppy, Wing Nation, Nazareth mid, Boar and Garithar on Trist Thresh. I love Trist Thresh. Huge fan.
I didn't actually call out any champions. I just
That's okay.
I just made sure I knew their names, which we'll see here.
I do
MJ
appreciate the fact that Apache Helicopter is on Hecarim specifically.
MJ
given
is just
that Earth
taking up
is
the
happening.
tower now. Cardinals trying to scrap his way out, but he's very scared of this. I don't know that he needs to be this scared of this Camille. I guess we'll see.
I don't think so at all.
He's spec'd more for the team fight though. He's got the Gargoyle Stone Plate, so he's invested a lot in his team fight availability, and MJ definitely hasn't. This is a very split push kind of centric build with the.
Yeah, with the sans the hull breaker, you're about as split push as Camille goes.
I mean, you could see like a Rab Hydra is more selfish than the Titanic. But yeah.
I suppose, yeah, that's fair. Also might clear a little bit faster. Actually, I don't know. Titanic clears pretty fast.
True. The gold lead's actually now in favor of Disco, which I'm going to assume is a change from earlier in the game. I have no actual evidence to back that one up, but...
No, we do. Just based on the number of towers that are down, I think at some point you can say that Rodham 100% had a gold lead.
Yeah. But you have Trist scaled. Getting close to 6th item, has the pickaxe plus 2300 in their inventory, so Boar very close to that. And now with Dragon spawning here in a minute 30, no one really paying attention to this Baron. There's actually just no vision on it right now, which is kind of remarkable.
Yeah, especially for Return of the Middle Sticks, having no inhib towers up and an open lane in top, you would expect prio on Baron to be a little bit higher. I mean, Ocean Soul's nice, don't get me wrong, but, you know. It goes back to the #1 piece of advice for chess that my dad told me when he was teaching me the game. The goal is always the king. And in League, your goal should always be the Nexus.
Yeah, that's I think the original Korean advice. You want more LP, just kill the enemy Nexus.
Just kill the enemy Nexus, right? Yep.
Alright, teleport into mid lane from Wing Nation just to try to defend, get away from the Baron, but MJ has returned to the inhibitor and just straight nicks that from underneath the watchful gaze of Cardinals. He apparently can't fight the Camille straight up in any regard, which Camille is very strong on 3.5 items. Oh, what is that hook from Garithar? Trying to pull in Boar, but they're not willing to go for the initiation just yet, and the Keeper's Verdict is popped by Blazing Cake. I hope that they don't need that later. The final hour was used as well from Dario Lipa, but now everybody kind of grouping up around this dragon. We've got 13 seconds to go on the Ocean Dragon spawn. RO team trying to get mid priority, and it looks like Disco Gaming just trying to scramble to get back. Cardinals gets on top of Hindsight. The hook, is just going to hit the Wolf, unfortunately, but the Flash Play trying to pull in Hindsight. MJ collapses from the top, but it feels like Disco has the better free fire. Jimbo Slice is able to finish off Garithar to start the fight. Cardinals is in, hits the Jacuzzi, trying to keep Apache Helicopter there from getting on top of Boar, but on the front side, it's not going super well for Blazing Cake. Boar is into his Guardian Angel, trying to kite back away. They do finish that one off. Cardinals trying to play the distance with a flash over the wall from MJ is able to finish it off. Cardinals and Wing trying to kite back away, but Hindsight OP with the flanking headbutt is able to take down Wing, and it's just Cardinals left alive. The flag and drag back away, and he'll be finished off as well. The inhibitor gets taken down in the meantime. Teleport back to base from MJ. where is the priority coming in from Disco? They're not wanting to end the game just now. They're back to defend. But in comes the three-man squad. Do they actually have enough time? Garthar's up in 8. He's definitely going to be
I
up. Will Cake be up? Will any of the actual damage dealers from ROTM get to respawn and play the game?
I think Cake and Keeper's Verdict might just save the game here. I think the play, if you're gonna TP back for top lane, is just split both objectives, right? I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah,
They've got both towers down.
Cake is in, and the spectate finishes. So I hate this so much. Thank you, Riot Games.
Thank you, Riot Games. I
So
had so many fun things that I was gonna get to talk about, and then the game was just over.
yeah,
Man,
presumably Disco wins the game off of this.
right.
Uh,
You have to assume based on the time that spectate ended.
yeah, we can go back and look at the in client, which I actually can't show you. I need this one. That's the wrong logo. Don't worry about it. But yeah, defeat. So 1-0 deficit for both sides of our LRS teams, and now some work to do for both of them. So we'll take just a short break, and I'm assuming that Darkwind will be the first ones up. So we'll jump back in with them here for game number 2. So rough times here in Rotterdam Land, but we'll be right back. So Vaughn actually clipped it. Yeah, there's 2 instances of MFO going through Zin's Owl.
I was sure that's what I saw. Man, Rito Spaghetti Code working overtime this split. I love it. That just feels like cause like there's no way that Gwen's field gets damaged by that just feels like something that got overlooked in the rework or something. Some piece of interactivity that they missed somehow.
So they actually took the clip to the Legends admins, it looks like. So I don't know what they're gonna do about it, but we might be in for a bit of a long night here.
That'll be interesting. I mean, I kind of understand the call for that, but I don't know exactly what Legends admins are gonna do about it. It's not. I don't know if you would consider the bug game breaking, but it's definitely unfair.
Shout out to Cody's Codes, by the way. Thanks for the follow and the Prime subscription. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, nice.
There was a prediction outcome. Do you remember?
Not at all.
Did Cass or Zaya have more kills in game 1?
I'm gonna say it was Zaya.
I guess I'll pull it up here.
Yeah, we definitely we have the technology.
Yeah, we have the time, unfortunately, as well. It seems like.
True.
Sorry if it lags the stream at all. I'm trying to pull up some extra stuff. More notifications. Oh, I got a gift subscription to Garathar's stream.
Huge.
Huge. Okay. So it's 2-1 at the end of the game, with Colbert leading mid lane Hokage. Watching the last fight now.
Called it. Huge.
I don't remember who gets the kill in this fight. Okay, Lane got a kill.
Nice.
And then looks like no one else is gonna get one. Yeah. So so Colbert.
Nice. Give me my money.
Mid lane Hokage had 1, so give that one to the people who picked option number 2.
Easy 10.5k. I am rapidly approaching a physical emote button. Wait, no, okay, I have the emote button.
Oh,
Do I
damn.
go for the logo? I could always use another logo.
Oh, did you get a logo at the barbecue?
Yeah, I think I got a copy of like everything at the barbecue.
Oh, but you need more. Fair enough.
Well, naturally, I've got to start distributing.
The emote dealer. The button dealer out here.
I have the Tendies Diff one pinned ever since I swapped to top lane. That's actually just on my PC with a magnet.
I've got my logo button within arm's reach. I don't know where the rest of mine are. I could just go to the source and get them if I needed.
True. Good point. You have
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say neither team is in champ select yet. They're both down 0-1.
Yeah, we're playing the waiting game. It's fun. I enjoy this game.
And because we didn't get a lobby invite, that presumably we're gonna have to wait even longer. Lane is now in a chat with an admin.
Yeah.
So that's pretty. That means that the Darkwind series is not starting anytime soon, so we might actually get Crowstorm first.
Oh boy, that's gonna end well. Peakley just joined lobby 1 and muted himself.
Oh, I have a.
For the uninitiated, that's not that has nothing to do with the actual discussion with Legend staff. Peakley is not affiliated.
I actually have a draft link for Crowstorm.
We might just be moving to Crowstorm first.
Yeah.
Okay, they're drafting. Let's go.
We'll just do this vicariously. I don't
I have
actually
been
know
summoned.
which side they're on. I can't figure it out by the picks.
They're blue side.
Okay, yeah, they're definitely blue side because they banned Hecarim, right?
I said they're blue side because I see their name on the blue bar up the top.
I cannot see that because of the overlay, so.
Unlucky.
Alright, let me fix this.
Yeah, so the Nautilus actually got banned this time around, along with the Wukong, and that's not for Darkwind, the team we just watched. It's not Lane's Wukong, it's Card's Wukong's that's getting banned here.
Wow, the Disco Esports logo is so small. Okay, there we go.
So Kiana gonna be the first pick for Crowstorm. I like the energy. So far, MF is just straight getting ignored in this series because it's gonna be a return jungle pick for Disco. It'll be the Xin Zhao locked in, and we're waiting for one more from them.
I mean, Disco had the Hecarim last game.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, this is kind of a mess. Okay, so they're gonna get the MF and the Xin Zhao on the same team, so that's a solid start.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
That means we won't.
So we won't have the anti-synergy. Yep.
And we won't have a repeat of the bug, so we won't have to replay this game too.
Oh, nice, nice.
Okay, they are officially replaying game 1 because of the MF Xin bug.
Okay. We're in for a long night, I guess.
Bring Firelight onto the caster desk.
Bet done. Adding Firelight to the call.
Since we're just in a private call, let's just jump in. Yeah, just jump into duo queue, I guess, and then I'll jump in.
Okay.
I have admin power.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, now we're
Oh.
3 out of 2 in the duo cast. Alright.
Okay. Are we on air right now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what's happening is, so you know when on cast you're like, wow, I just learned that like Xin ult doesn't block MF ult.
Yep.
It definitely should. And so while the game was going on, I was trying to find different instances of where that happened because that's definitely a bug,
Mhm.
especially in that third dragon fight. So now what's happening is, I guess the staff of the league, because it happened so many different times, they're just like remaking game one. Like it's a do over. Like not even counted in the game score. So it's
Yep.
0-0.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Which is, I'll be honest, brutal for Rising Tide. I would be so tilted. But I understand both sides of it. That's just the situation right now.
It will be a mental fortitude test
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I would be so upset because that's like something that's out of their control, but also feels like the game wasn't totally decided on that bug. And on the counterpoint, it's like there are certain fights, if you watch the replay, where it's like, oh, if Xin wasn't chunked 400 HP here, it goes way differently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the one that made
the
me
third
finally
dragon,
realize that I wasn't crazy is the one where he lost about half HP. But yeah, third dragon, because I had seen it once before that, and then there was one instance after that where it didn't really matter because it was the tail end of Zen ult. But it was like 3 distinct instances during the game, and I was like, my eyes are not this bad. I get that I wear ridiculous lens glasses for how young of a person I am, but nah.
yeah. Anyway, that was all I wanted to mention. I'm gonna hop back in their voice chat, but
Okay.
anyway, there you go.
Thanks
Peace.
for the update, Vaughn.
Thanks, Firelight.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. All right.
Ah,
So
I was ready.
we
Was
heard
not
f-
I was not at my desk.
oh we heard from the caster desk there. They're remaking game 1 of the Darkwind series. We do have game 2. We're gonna go into game 2 of Crowstorm, I guess, and we'll see what happens here. And we'll jump back to Darkwind later on. Yeah. So let's look at some of these picks since the last time we were here. So. Tarek and Twitch, the picks for Crowstorm, countered by the Amumu. R3, they've locked in Annie, and then you got Kennen and Shen on the other side. These are a lot of picks, and the Darius is going to be the final lock-in. All right.
This is not Jungle Kiana, I don't think.
No, it's definitely Jungle Kiana.
Where's Shen going?
Top lane.
Top, I guess, but Kennen mid then? I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's the Wing Nation Kennen mid. He's played it a couple of times.
Is this? Yeah, this is tech that I'm unfamiliar with. Crowstorm, I've caught like half of a game of theirs this split, which makes me sad because I like watching Crowstorm. But, huh? All right. Well, on the flip side, we've got a very standard first 3 picks from Disco, and then a little bit of flavor in the solo lane, I suppose. Annie and Darius. Darius into Shen is not fun, by the way. For the Shen specifically, like you don't enjoy that matchup.
Yeah, it's not super fun for Shen, but if you can exist and not die over and over again at the start of the game, Darius is just useless.
Oh
at
yeah,
those
and
points.
especially into Taric. Like,
Yeah.
this is a really hard game for Darius to do well in if he's not like a solo kill and a half up at whatever timetable. I feel like Kennen just exists in lane with Annie. That's a sleeper lane. That's boring. Nothing happens there.
I really like. I can talk about this, but like, Winged has played Kennen with the Kiana. That particular combo for Winged and Cake has been super brutal. They've played it, I think, 2 or 3 times now this split, and every single time you hit this big slicing maelstrom and then just throw them with the really terribly named Kiana ult into the wall, and they're just dead. It's actually remarkable.
Display of talent. Yeah, it's awful. I despise it. Listening, because Kiana has been like a fairly staple Worlds pick recently, I get to hear like professional casters who aren't me say it, and professional play-by-plays in mid-team fight, and they get paid for what they do, and they can't make it sound good.
Yeah, I will always just call it the Kiana ult.
Yeah.
That's,
I've been partial to wall slam. Huge fan of that. Heard that one on a meta shift cast, I think.
Yeah, we take those. That's not bad.
It's acceptable when I'm pretty sure that happened because he couldn't remember Supreme Display of Talent, which is totally fair. There have been a couple ults that happens to. Also, I should be. Am I supposed to be spectating somebody right now?
No, they're in Champ Select, so you can't spectate them until they're done with Champ Select. So you'll
Neat.
get in, and then it'll be. Oh my god, this music is so loud. Okay.
Fun. I get to finish my point. I think Kiana's probably 3rd or 4th on the. This name is quite horrible for casters to say out loud during team fights. The penultimate being, of course, rework Twitch ult.
Rat-a-tat?
Yeah, but except it kept going. It was like there were like 3 tats at the end of it.
I thought that the whole thing was just rat-a-tat, and that was end it. But other people added tat-tat.
You could be correct about that. And then, of course, the second tier being Lux's ult before it was Final Spark.
Oh, Finale's Funkin?
Funkeln? Funkeln?
Oh,
it's like German or something.
Oh, it's called Spray and Pray now again. Okay.
Yeah, they put it back. Thank the Lord.
I mean, Spray and Pray is just so much more descriptive, which is probably why they changed it back in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I always feel like very emasculated talking like Zoe and Lulu's ability names. Like Wild Growth isn't bad, but you throw out some Glitter Lance, some more sparkle.
Whimsy is
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever properly called Zoe's E anything other than Bubble.
Oh,
But Sleepy Trouble Bubble does not quite do it for me.
Okay, we're into spectator delay now for game 2. I'll flip that up on the
Absolutely
screen.
massive.
Oh, they're flipped on the thing. Huge.
That's 3 for 3, right? On not having the not getting lucky on the 50-50 for overlay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Occasionally it do.
So you just go in and make it really messy, and then you move on with your life. This Champ Select music's pretty hype. I don't mind this. They already have the World's Champ Select musics out, which is
nice.
pretty remarkable. So.
What did you think of the world song?
It's pretty mid. Like in terms of, I absolutely adore all of the world songs. So like, in terms of actual songs, like they're all great. But in terms of like a world song, it's pretty mid. Like it's fine. I don't have any particular issue with it, but it's also not particularly striking in any way. I thought the video was pretty good. Like
I thought the video was fantastic.
Yeah, the video is maybe 2nd or 3rd best now. I didn't really like the video last year, but the Ignite video and the Rise video. I mean, not in that order. Rise, then Ignite video.
Yeah, the thing about it is like in 2018 they created Rise, and now everything else they've put out has been good, and I've liked it to varying degrees. You know, not all about the same. I liked Phoenix quite a bit. I like this year's, but I find myself comparing it to Rise, and it doesn't hold up.
So,
Rise is a masterpiece.
Yeah, the Rise video is like probably the best thing Riot's ever produced, IMO. But then like the song isn't my favorite. In terms of actual songs, like Phoenix and Takeover are my 2 favorites. But yeah, I don't know.
It's not even a world song, but I think my favorite video song combo outside of Rise is probably Warriors.
That's
They did a
fair.
really good job with Warriors.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I'm getting tagged and stuff on Twitter at the same time that is just not related to this. Alright. My kiddo's playing in a small Legends of Runeterra tournament right now, and I'm getting tagged and stuff for that. Catching strays out here.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm pretty sure Copium's also playing in that same tournament.
Yeah, I don't know how he did. I don't know.
They're opposite sides of the bracket. I might message him later and ask him how it went.
Yeah.
He was pretty excited about it yesterday.
Well, I was gonna steal that segue and just I'm excited for game 2, but that also feels really fake, so I'm not gonna do it. Just want you to
That's a
know
good call, I think.
that. But we are kind of loading into game number 2. Presumably there will be champions that spawn on the map. Sometimes it'd be like this though. On the blue, I guess I'll let you do the blue side. My apologies.
We're gonna see if I can remember the blue side because I'm in my kitchen grabbing a drink.
Oh,
Um,
no, I got this then. I'll get both sides. I'll get both.
I was kind of looking for. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Let me just you just correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Rodham's blue side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Shen. Cardinals 29 up in top lane on Shen. We got Blazing Cake in the jungle on Kiana. Wing Nation in the mid lane on Kennen, and Boar and Garethar in the bot lane on Twitch Tarek.
That's 100% correct. Going for the
Wow, I'm
invade now,
nuts.
coming through up 1-0 are Disco Gaming. Oh, they're going the long way around toward this red buff, but it's already the 5 stack for ROTM. This could be game deciding already here in game number 2. In come Disco Gaming, and in comes the stun, the 4-man stun. It's first blood for ROTM. Ignite comes down, and it's 2 kills for Crowstorm. Will they be able to collapse for any more? It looks like they're going to be able just to allow them to walk back out. On the red side of the rift for game 2 are Disco Gaming now down 0-2. MJ Kofine. God, Coffline?
I think so.
MJ Kofline. I feel like it should be like a name pun, but I don't know. I apologize if it's wrong. MJ in the top lane on Darius, Apache Helicopter in the jungle on Zinzao, Jimbo Slice in mid on Annie, and Dario Lipa and Hindsight OP. In the bottom lane playing Misfortune and Amumu. And kills went to Wing Nation and Boar. Winged able to back and buy a Dark Seal. That's,
Yeah, that
that's
feels
some good
about right.
Yeah. Boar did not back. So he's still sitting on his longsword in 3. Also 300 extra gold. That's stun from Garethar, though. 4-man stun at level 1. Doesn't get much better than that. Now he's already walking in and just beating up Dario. Kind of asserting his authority here early on. The Contaminate trying to spread, but Hindsight OP gets the second bandage toss back in on Garethar. Boar walks a little bit too close to the minions, and now this gets a little bit scary. Oh, the stun doesn't land from Garethar, so I think that RTM is going to have to play a little bit more passive. He's got a couple of extra health bots to work with, but you have to be really careful about that bandage toss coming back up, and now the level 2 for the MF Amumu combo.
I am okay. Sorry, I'm still recovering. I am really just over the moon that I was able to remember everybody and get it done from memory in time for the invade to occur, like without holding you up on cast without knowing it.
Yeah,
what an experience! This is the peak of my casting career right here.
Yeah, I mean,
Doesn't get better.
We've got the mega LRS cast, we got the casual, we got the 3-man caster couch. We're really breaking the mold here. We're doing it.
We are in fact doing it live.
Blazing Cake is hanging around mid lane, maybe looking for Jimbo Slice. I don't know if they were able to track any summoner spells that were blown. Importantly, because there weren't any. Garethar is the only one who blew one, and now Blazing Cake has to use his flash to get over the wall. So,
it's actually a pretty heads-up play from MJ.
Oh, the flash forward, though, for the stun. Dario, very low, still has the counter flash. The Contaminate plus the tick isn't quite enough damage. Now Hindsight looking to turn it back onto Boar. Hits the Ignite, hits the second bandage toss. The shields from Garethar coming in clutch. The stun not quite there, but it does reset his passive, and Boar is able to take the kill. He jumps into the bush, and he'll take down Dario as well. The double kill for Boar.
What are they doing? Like, they were out, man. I think hindsight probably dies post-flash, maybe. I don't know. Boar still had both sums up. He doesn't even have to burn flash on that attempted re-engage there. Eh, that just feels like bot lane, right? Like, Boar's got 3 kills.
Yeah. Bot lane is a scary proposition now to deal with for Disco. However, the rest of the map, a little bit better for him. Cake is going to get double crabbed, which is a little unfortunate. Apache Helicopter able to take both of those. And we saw what a menace he was just in our brief time on the Hecarim last game. So potentially worrying to even get that little lead now on Zinzao. Cake, for his part, went back to base, grabbing a couple of items, and on his way through his second clear. Kiana not the most scary early on in the game.
Yeah, not exactly. You kind of want I don't want to say items necessarily. You can do just fine on like a Dirk or such, but you do definitely do a lot better with
Stun
6.
through onto Dario. Just, yeah, not quite enough damage coming through this time, but they are going to scare him off of the minion wave. You got Blazing Cake in the back pocket just in case, but now the Dragon potentially started up and actually is by Apache Helicopter. Cake is walking by. I don't know if he spots him out. I don't know if either jungler is particularly aware of the other's pathing right now. This is kind of an awkward moment for both of them, but looks like Disco will be able to pick up their first dragon. Kind of against the run of play, though. Oh, actually, on my way, ping. Never mind. As I say that, Blazing Cake gets the ward over the wall. 900 health on it. Boar and Gareth are trying to get in position. Boar is just going to go for the assassination on Dario Lipa. Cake steals the dragon, meanwhile. Boar looking for the 1v1. Has the contaminate, and he'll get the kill. Boar on a rampage. In comes Tibbers, though, makes his first presence of the game. Winged, trying to collapse. Jimbo doesn't have the most mana, so has to flash back over the thick part of the wall. Tibbers just playing bodyguard for her, as you would expect, and ROTM steals the dragon, gets the extra kill in the bottom lane. This looks really good early on for Crowstorm.
Yeah, I don't know what more you could ask for at this point. Winged up 2 kills, Boar at 4 of them. Let me just check his gold total right now. Yeah, he's got 1k to spend when he goes back after these plates. So yeah, I don't know how you ask for something better than this. And Cards isn't even like having a rough go of it in top. He's up a level. He's even in CS.
Yeah, Boar trying to greed a little bit for that second tower plate, but I think that he's going to have to accept that he gets the recall. Maybe sticking around. Is he going to like press for a BF sword? What is his big goal out of staying here?
I'm not sure. Because he, yeah, I think probably BF sword. Doesn't feel like it's super relevant, right? You would just rush for mythic this early.
Yeah, he's already got so many components. He's having trouble deciding what to build.
He backs into pickaxe dagger actually, so it is gonna be the mythic push for him.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Is Noon Quiver not a better component? I mean, you have the money for dagger. Did he have the
I feel
Zerker
like
the whole time?
yeah, he had the Zerker Greaves already. I feel like he just wants the kill power of the extra 25 AD. I mean, I'll say it first from my experience in top lane. The pickaxe anywhere pre 10 minutes is really disgusting if you can just keep layering autos into somebody.
Oh, Cake and Gareth are here. Gonna get the stun down. Apache Helicopter forced to flash over the wall. Wing threatening the dive. There it goes. The Slicing Maelstrom coming through. Picks up one. Jimbo Slice stunned underneath the tower, and he'll be able to get out. No problem. And Blazing Cake even dives in for an extra kill. MJ, though, in the top lane looking for the solo kill onto Cardinals, and he'll find it by flashing underneath the tower. So Disco Gaming on the board up in the top lane, but 2 more in mid for Winged and Blazing Cake.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, Apache's doing a pretty nice job farming for having 3 deaths. But the only shining light right now is MJ up in the top lane. He did manage to convert on that kill into a decent CS lead as well, and a plate for himself. So, you know, he goes back, he buys what can he get? Sheen. Yeah, that's It's a fairly standard buy. He doesn't quite have the mythic power yet, but it'd be
So
really impressive at 8 minutes. So
let me hit you up with this. It's
sure.
MJC offline.
Well, I appreciate you having me on the cast tonight. I'm gonna take my leave. Maybe head to bed early. See if I can watch a episode of Netflix or something. Any anime recommendations recently?
I don't watch that weeb shit. No.
Well, as mentioned, I'm gonna be signing off for the night. Thank you for having me on the cast.
Yeah, no problem. See ya. Have a good night.
Yeah, it's definitely MJC online. I don't know how I didn't see that.
I missed it 3 times now, so I don't remember what the name was earlier this year. Aikedo corrected me or like mentioned the name at like it was like 15 to 17 minutes into the cast, and I'd said it like 9 or 10 times, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's this," and I was just like, "Oh no."
Oh,
You're absolutely
oh
correct, and oh no.
no.
um, yeah, that Apache helicopter kind of walked in and got that crab. Boar has to play very careful right now without his Tarek in his back pocket, but now he's got the rest of the squad able to back him up as Blazing Cake walks down, and he'll walk up to the minion wave and be able to grab that. And yeah, not a whole lot of note happening just now. About 20 seconds to go on the dragon spawn, and kind of an awkward time back for Blazing Cake. He should be able to return to it though. And meanwhile, Apache Helicopter, as far behind as he is, still feels confident enough to go ahead and grab the Rift Herald right now.
Yeah, I don't know if they know for a fact that Kiana recalled, but they definitely did see her bot side because of that nicely stolen Scuttle Crab in Bot River. So confident to pick up this objective. I guess also kind of the de facto trade, like you expect to be giving over second Drake for this.
Yeah. But in comes Blazing Cake, returning to the bottom lane now after a recall. Picked up the dagger plus Warhammer combo, so 1 for each hand, and now we'll smack down the dragon with both of those.
One for each hand.
Yeah,
Nice.
you know,
Yep.
you got the Warhammer in one, you got your little knife in the other.
In that case, before the back and the item upgrade, Kraken in the inventory for Boar, how many hands did he have specifically? Or do we assume that like the swords are in sheaths and he's holding dagger pickaxe or sword pickaxe?
So he's got a crossbow. I don't know what the question.
Yeah, no, it was before.
Yeah,
He had
I
the
know
4
now. I know
components.
now. He's got like 2 crossbows, right? Because he's got the one that he's carrying plus. I don't understand how it works. There's 1 pair of pants in the game and not everybody buys it. Stan United coming in onto Wing, but they've already taken him down. That's a huge shutdown going to Apache Helicopter. Now Cake forced to get away as well. The Kiana Kennen combo not able to come to fruition because the damage output from Jimbo Slice and Apache Helicopter was just too much to handle for Winged.
It feels like an unnecessary force when you're this far ahead.
Cake, excuse me? Alright, Boar. He's got the spray and pray. He's got the angle now. But they're just not scared. They're not aggressive enough. Oh, Jimbo Slice might be, though. Walks in. There's the stun landed. Tibbers is doing a lot of damage now. Apache Helicopter jumps onto him. But there's the immediate double kill. Hindsight OP able to trade 1 back. And Tibbers gets smited by Cake, but the Ignite is enough. It's a double kill for Hindsight on the Amumu.
So much money for the Amumu. Huge. Does Amumu support go like actual tank mythic? Like he has to, right? It's Sunfire every time.
I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna be honest.
I've been watching so much Worlds and I just have not looked at all because I only watch like highlights or occasionally I catch the full game and Amumu just happens to not be in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I have it up in the like behind everything at work. I'll occasionally watch a play or 2, but I don't.
Yeah, that's pretty
Get
much
to
how
sit
how
there
it goes
a
for
lot,
me.
but-
It's a tab that's open at a point in time.
Yeah, well, 10 to 4. Some good plays now for Disco have clawed them back into the game, and Winged Still looking. He doesn't have his Slicing Maelstrom just yet. Apache Helicopter and Dario over the wall. They're going to pop the Cosmic Radiance just to try to keep Winged safe. Hit the stun. Oh, the Dazzle not quite able to connect there from Garithar. Now the re-engage from Apache Helicopter. The Tibbers stunning up Blazing Cake. Garithar in trouble. Going to get taken down. Boar trying to find his way in. The teleport comes in. It's the stun, but it's a double kill immediately. But turned around, the double kill for Boar. Excuse me. ROTM now trying to kite back away. MJC gonna pull in Winged and be able to start his rampage back through. Gets the dunk, but
Oh,
that
no.
wasn't the target that he wanted, but it
There it
doesn't
is.
really matter. There it is, the shutdown going to MJC, as now he'll look for Cardinals, but that's a cheeky little flash over the wall, and he's out. But the team fight win again for Disco Gaming.
Yeah, it feels like the timings are just slightly off for Return of the Middle Sticks. They went in for that play with the Supreme Display of Talent right before Boar was able to be there with the spray and pray, so he does get the 2 kills, and then there just aren't quite enough members to create space between him and the Darius, who's collapsing from the top side. He's gonna get both charges off. Mid lane tower's down. They get the damage onto the second tier as well, and yeah, what looked like a fantastic early start for Rodham has kind of tapered off pretty exceptionally now.
Yeah, and the gold lead is now in favor of Disco. The Trinity Force completed for Darius. Do you like that pickup?
Actually, it's fine in this game, I feel like, right? I mean, you're not running into that many people that Triforce has a difficulty dealing damage to.
Yeah, we're gonna find Hindsight. That's a little shutdown if he's able to get it. They're gonna call in the Stand United, looking for the Amumu support. He hits the Curse of the Sad Mummy onto 3, has the Bandage Toss, but immediately chase is given by Cardinals and Winged. They should give this one over to Winged. Yeah, there it is. Big shutdown going to well, not a big shutdown. The littlest shutdown possible going to the Kennen. He actually... Oh, okay, the shutdown finally fell off. I was like, he still has another shutdown after that one? That's concerning, but now they're going to catch Jimbo Slice out, and these picks, it's kind of weird. They have the team comp you would think would be better at the straight 5v5 team fight, but they've been much more successful in these little pick skirmishes rather than in the full 5v5.
I think a lot of that is just due to the fact that Disco seems to just be walking in places where they have no business walking. Like, what actually is Jimbo Slice doing in River there? He's got no vision of them coming up, so he has no idea whether or not they're still in bot.
Yeah, MJC still making himself a problem, though. He's taken a tower and 3/4 up here in the top lane now. And is he the strongest man in the game? No, Boar actually has 100 more gold than him. Okay.
Yeah, very slightly not, but if it comes down to a 1v1 between the two of them,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know how often you would take a like at almost any gold total you would take a Twitch, but
If Twitch happened to be and stay at spray and pray range for the duration of the ult, sure.
Stun Jimbo, able to flash out, so not quite enough CC there, and does.
And I think that's all Boar was looking for. Like, he never even popped the spray and pray for
this
it.
Is
so
an aggressive teleport. This is Winged coming in. Taunt gonna land from Cardinals. Winged looking for the Slicing Maelstrom. Now getting on to MJC on the backline. They're gonna take down Apache Helicopter first. They pop the Cosmic Radiance just for a little bit of extra safety as they continue the chase on MJC. Boar trying to get into range, but in comes Jimbo Slice over the wall. The Tibbers directly on top of the Twitch. They've got to try to peel back. It's a shutdown going to Boar. Jimbo gets taunted up. Oh no, the kill actually got confirmed, and Tibbers finishes off Winged on the backside of the fight. But 3 for 1 for Crowstorm. They've kind of found their tempo back in the game.
yeah, that was a really nice chase. It was actually a really heads up piece of annoying tech there from Blazing Cake. Gets the long range auto on the blast cone. Instead of autoing the Amumu who is standing on top of it, forces even the flash out of Hindsight to stay alive. So they're really taking just everything they can get.
Yeah, and despite how good the run of play has been for Crowstorm, it's still only 1,000 gold advantage. The big thing that they have going for them is the 3 dragons now. 2.5, well, 250 on the um, potential Ocean Soul spawn. 250 is 50 cents younger brother, by the way. That doesn't make any sense. Never mind. He's not named $5. I should not cast after no sleep after work. My God.
On the contrary, I think it's some of our finer moments.
Yeah.
I don't know if okay, I guess the TP for Jimbo Slice is gonna be up.
Yeah, they're looking. The flash onto Dario actually should just be the straight kill. And they're going to call in the Stand United as well. MJC forced to flash away, but the flash taunt from Cardinals connects. And they'll finish that one off as well. 2 more picks in the mid lane for ROTM. They're going to walk into a pretty dangerous Xin and Amumu, but that doesn't really matter as they're just going to tear through these towers. There's still 2 minutes to go on that dragon spawn, so it's a little concerning about what they were doing in that side of the jungle anyway. And ROTM just dogpiling their way back through. They're looking for this inhibitor turret. Respawns are coming soon, so they should just be the inhibitor turret out.
I think that's probably
Well, this is a little
the right
concerning,
call.
I think, but they're going to grab the inhibitor here at 20 minutes, which we can talk about the decision they're in. LS would be very disappointed in them right now, but it looks like they're going to be able to walk out. They're headed right to Baron? They have so much gold.
When in Rome, I guess your Twitch is 10 and 2. You probably burn it quickly enough. They're gonna send Cardinals back with the TP and take the red buff. Maybe they're just trying to bait in for another fight. I could totally see that.
But they haven't been able to spend, and their opponents have because they died. So like their 3k gold advantage is all sitting in pockets right now. They need these items before they can fight again. Okay, they're not going to. Luckily, they have made a correct decision to go back and not to immediately scrap. And instead, they're going to look probably at this Ocean Soul here in 40 seconds.
That feels like the much more consistent play, especially given that it's your sole point, and with after this buy, you should have like a really free fight, barring some major catastrophe like a Tibbers or a Mumu multi-stun, and bullet time is finally effective for the first time in 21 minutes.
Yeah, it has been kind of remarkable how they've been able to navigate the curse of this at bullet time combo. But this is the setup, but they're going to immediately find Hindsight OP and jump onto him. And now, again, desyncing the MF and Amumu combo. Cardinals takes that kill. He's on a killing spree. And the Dragon going to spawn in 2 seconds. Will there even be a steal attempt from Apache Helicopter?
I think there has to be, right? Like there's no way he can not go for
He's
this.
Just walking straight in at 2,000, but Garethar gets the stun. There's no chance for him in that situation, and now he's forced to flee. A little bit of damage coming through from Boar. The second Dazzle going to connect. MJC pulls in Garethar, trying to be a little bit threatening on the top side. Pops his Ghost. Now zooming back in. I don't know exactly what his plan is, but he's going to go back around. There's no CC able to connect on it. He'll pull back in. He's believing. He's beginning to believe, but MJC dying to the spray and pray. Meanwhile, over the wall, the bullet time doing a little bit of damage, but all it does is zone the rest of ROTM. The double kill comes through for Boar. The Tibbers is doing so much damage now to Blazing Cake as he's trying to dip in and out of this fight. He'll get the ult in, but it's a triple kill for Dario Lipa. And Hindsight going to very slowly be burned down and taken down by Wing Nation. It's 4 for 3. What a messy fight. But the triple kill goes... Triple kill goes to Dario Lipa. And...
I mean, that's a little bit concerning, right? That's so much shutdown gold that they just gave the Misfortune. Full Yomu's bot after that, plus the double longsword. I mean, it's not like it's everything. They're not handing away the game. They just picked up Ocean Soul, but you know, it's only a few more times you can make mistakes like that before you are actually giving up some important stuff. What is it, like 3k still? Like you would expect after that pickup that they should have grown their gold lead.
Yeah, if I just showed you the soul plus the kill count, you'd probably give me a number like 6,000 or 7,000 gold that they'd be in the lead, but it's only 3. Disco has done an admirable job staying in, staying competitive in this one. And Garithar now going to get the stun onto Hindsight, but there's not really the follow-up just yet. Winged is on a pretty brutal flank right now. Boar layering in with the spray and pray. Now onto the back line. Winged is able to eliminate 2 on the backside. Oh, is he going to be able to? Okay, he does finally finish off Dario Lipa, and the front side not going so much better for Disco. They pick up a couple of kills, but it is the ace for 2 for Return of the Middle Sticks, and now they have their choice of object. Oh, it's not an ace. Never mind. MJC is just chilling in mid lane. But
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm really confused by fight selection here from Disco. You have this Darius, the de facto like actual like backline access, assuming that Amumu doesn't hit a nuts bandage toss or anything like that, and he's just kind of dead because you didn't fight with him.
yeah, now he's
Also,
wandering
he's
through the
walking
jungle.
through
Oh,
top
that's
jungle. Yep.
yeah, that stun was just the right timing, and now RTM maybe looking at a Baron, or at least another bait here. Slicing Maelstrom still not quite up. They don't have their big team fight ultimates, so I don't think that they immediately want it, but they'll have Cosmic Radiance. I hope that that's the name of the ultimate. I've been calling it that all game.
It is in fact Cosmic Radiance.
Okay, good. I had that momentary doubt, because there's all those star ultimates. They're all kind of similar. Anyway, Apache Helicopter hits the W over the wall, so they have vision. About 4,000 health left to go on the Baron. RTM slowly burning it down, holding it steady at 3,000 now. Just hanging out. Cardinals can take it up for quite a while, looking for that inroad, but he's slowly burning it with his Sunfire Cape now. A little bit more damage applied. The bullet time over the top. It's stolen by Apache Helicopter, but Winged is onto the backside. The ultimate from Kiana actually doesn't do a whole lot. Boar trying to kite back away, but he'll finish off Hindsight. Apache Helicopter has nowhere left to go. He's got no flash, trying to kind of bait the back of the pit. Now he'll dodge onto Boar, and he'll eventually fall. It's the double kill. MJC, the last line of defense here for Disco, but what a steal by Apache Helicopter, really set up by that bullet time from Dario Lipa.
Yeah, seriously, they might have just actually found a way to save their base from dropping, because that Baron is almost certainly converted into the game, right, if they play their pressure correctly.
Yeah, with as far as they were able to push earlier on that mid wave, almost certainly. Now, it does put a little bit of a stall on the game. We'll see if they can find a way. Ooh. Winged apparently has that range down pat, but Elder Dragon spawning in a minute and a half, and I don't know, are RTM ready to fight for it immediately? Hindsight looking for it. Dario Lipa is here. The auto attack's coming back through, but Boar layering in with the spray and pray. They'll finish off Hindsight OP in the pick right before. Well, it's not right before. Actually, he'll be back up in more than enough time for that Elder Dragon, but not able to get that vision set up beforehand could be costly.
One thing I appreciate about Disco in this scenario is that they have not in any way given up. They continue to look for a proactive play. They're just waiting and hoping to catch Return of the Middle Stick slipping a little bit.
Yeah, so turret going to fall. RTM still continuing to pressure through. This Baron slowing up their progress a little bit, but hasn't been quite the pause button that maybe they would have hoped for. Coming in, oh, a lot of damage over the wall. Garithar just flashes in. He's got the Cosmic Radiance, but only onto himself. Now diving back out. Winged is into the back line. Hits a two-man slicing Maelstrom, but it's just not quite enough damage. He gets shut down. And now Crowstorm has definitely overextended. They've lost 2. They'll get Cardinals pulled back in as well. He gets shut down by MJC. And that's right as the Elder Dragon spawn. This could be really devastating for them. MJC still ghosting on through. Having that reset on takedowns is kind of nasty. And he's looking for Boar. The flash in, not quite able to find the Q. He'll get stunned up, pushed into the wall. Is there actually enough damage from RTM to finish him off? The heal's just enough distance to get him away from the decimate damage. Well,
Yeah, honestly, if decimate hits there, he still had the ulti. I think that's what he was going for. He had already buffered up the Noxian Guillotine. I love that name.
oh, the spray and pray over the wall from Boar, but it gives vision to Hindsight OP. He's able to go in. They get one. The Elder Dragon's still under fire. Blazing Cake can't get back to the Blast Cone. He's got flash if he wants to get into the pit. It's at 2,000. Shen is in, but it's taken away by Apache Helicopter. Dario Lipa falls, but the burn damage might be enough to take down Blazing Cake. He's able to heal off of the jungle camp. But Elder Dragon is definitely a pause timer, and now RTM really can't push in for the next 2.5 minutes.
I I gotta give props to Dario Lipa there. No way that they can get over the wall to kill Boar, even though he got caught by hindsight. So he just man mode flashes in Kiana's face, and then stands there, kind of daring him to do something about it, and hits the blast cone so that their only possibility for a blind steal is for Blazing Cake to flash into pit with no way out. Is actually kind of five head. He dies for it, 100%, but it was, in my opinion, probably the correct play.
Well, Crowstorm, it feels like got a lead in both of their games early on, but have yet to put Disco away in any real sense. And game one, it definitely cost them in the long run. They trail 1-0, playing for their lives now. They're up 35-19 in kills, but only up 700 gold. The Elder Dragon burning on 4 members of Disco right now, and they really can't walk in.
Yeah,
Oh.
it feels like Crowstorm have got this insanely powerful teamfight comp with the Slicing Maelstrom, the Spray and Pray 15 kill Twitch, and Cosmic Radiance over the top, and I don't think we've seen like a standard front to back 5v5 yet this game.
Oh, the flash! Oh, the
Oh,
tippers didn't connect there from Jimbo Slice.
that was so scary though.
Yeah, that was. It had that connected. I don't know if it's 100-0, but the follow-up definitely would have been. And
I mean, with Elder, it doesn't matter if it's
Yeah.
100-0 kill or
Fair
not. You're gonna burn. But that being said, with the Elder, it's still Disco kind of hesitant to really pull the trigger on anything. Also, it's really difficult for them to get a wave to stick on this tower longer than a couple of seconds.
yeah, the big tipping point here, 35 seconds, is a Baron spawn. Let's take a look. Actually, there's no timers on this Elder. Oh, it just ran out.
329
Yeah.
is the so given the time frame, you can do some
Oh.
quick math.
Fair. That's why you're the analyst. We pay you the big bucks.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3 quick maths.
Thank you, Big Shaq. All right.
Everyday man's on the block. I won't keep going. I do have the whole rap, but I'm gonna stop now.
That's important to always have in your back pocket, honestly.
Naturally, especially it helps with analyzing games of League of Legends.
Yeah, Baron started up. In comes Apache Helicopter. Looking to go straight in. He's got his W over the wall. Cardinals trying to play defense. He's got the taunt. Do they actually have enough CC to keep him locked up? The bullet time over the top, but this time it's defended. No, the flash in! Apache Helicopter steals it, but
No!
the kills now for ROTM might be too much to handle. They've picked up 2. Cardinals still autoing back through. They're not going to be able to turn on the Shen, but oh my goodness, the objective
Surely
again
it's not twice in
stolen
one
away
game.
from Apache Helicopter.
I can't be mad. I gotta give him props. This is a banger game to have double Baron steal.
The double Baron steal, the Elder secure, thanks to the 80 carry walking into melee range of the Assassin. We've got it all. In comes the push from ROTM. Is the space defense strong enough from Disco Gaming? MJC, low gets ignited. He's kind of out of the fight now. The Redemption trying to keep Boar topped off on the backside of the fight, and the Cosmic Radiance not doing a whole lot to really dissuade the engage. Oh, the bandage toss just sidestepped. He's got the second one routed up. They've caught Garithar. They'll finish him off with the burn from Annie, and RTM has to evacuate the base, not able to secure it on that push, and the game continues.
And it's a really rough time for Garithar to die there. I mean, going for that play to begin with is kind of sketchy with the respawns coming up, and then you don't actually get anything off of it except a dead support and a 4v5 on map for another 20 seconds once they get to this tower.
In comes Disco Gaming. Baron on 3 members. They're all grouped up mid. They're rolling through this this inner tower, inhibitor tower in their sights. Can ROTM find the clutch engage that they need? In comes Wing Nation. He gets a huge 3-man slicing Maelstrom into the backline, though. They have Cardinals trying to find the taunt. Wing gets knocked up, but it hasn't been able to take him down. MJC wreaking havoc, able to finish off Boar on the backside. Cake looking for MJC, but he gets the heal from the Gore Drinker. Or not even a Gore Drinker. That was just the Decimate. It's just Garithar and Cardinals trying to defend the base, but Disco Gaming have done it. They've torn through. There's 3 men left alive. They have the Baron buff. Cardinals, the last line of defense for ROTM. The season trying to keep them alive. Cardinals auto-attacking through Apache Helicopter. He gets the 2-man taunt. He finishes off MJC. It's just Apache Helicopter in hindsight. He's got 19 seconds left to defend, and the Nexus turrets are down. The taunt comes through. He finishes off one. Hindsight is auto-attacking the Nexus, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be a triple kill for Cardinals, and again, the game continues. The 1v3 triple kill for Cardinals 29 saves the game.
How are we still watching this? Man, this is nuts. It's gonna be the Elder Dragon up right now. Dario Lipa is blitzing towards it with the strut on Misfortune. Literally the only one within like 2 clicks of this objective, by the way. This should just be... Okay. Okay, Boris sitting in... I was so worried he was just gonna walk into Annie there.
Oh, the taunt over the wall. They get the pick onto Jimbo Slice. The Tibbers does a lot of damage, but again, Ocean's Hole keep Boar topped off. Now Elder Dragon started up. There's really no contest available for Disco Gaming. This should go the way of Crowstorm. Mid lane being pushed out. That's going to be the critical point. Can anybody get behind ROTM and look for the end on the Nexus? Now the 5 men have the Elder Dragon finally. The 4-stacked Elder Dragon and ROTM pushing down mid lane. We'll see if they can finally close out game number 2 here at 35 minutes.
What is Dario Lipa doing?
He's gonna go for a backdoor on Misfortune. Cardinals is there in defense.
Cardinals is just standing there. I don't think they can defend without him. Yeah, okay, he pulls the trigger on the recall. That's the correct decision, I think.
Yeah, Cardinals really making sure, but in comes the minion wave, in come the members of Return to the Middle Sticks. They have Stand United, they have Teleport to bring Cardinals into the fight. The Hex Flash threatened there by Hindsight, and...
They're actually just gonna back off with the Elder. The wave isn't enough for them. They want to reset for something? I really feel like this is your time period, like you have the Elder Dragon buff. Can you get more confident in a team fight win?
Yeah, they will not have the Elder Dragon buff, importantly, for the 3rd Baron of the game.
I'm really not sure what they're waiting for.
Yeah,
You have 6-item Twitch.
6-item Twitch. He does buy a Guardian Angel now, so you'll have to kill him twice in this next fight. Kennan's
My analyst brain is breaking.
Yeah, Kennan's very close to his Rabadon's death cap, but I don't think that any of this is a particularly big enough like actual benchmark for him. They'll get the top lane
spike
tower.
to look for. Maybe they just want the Baron buff on the end instead of gambling it on the Elder team fight. Important to remember, you're playing into a Mumu Misfortune. There is a world in which Cosmic Radiance doesn't stop that from just killing you. Oh boy.
Yeah, Cake.
Blazing Cake can just do whatever he wants with that Edge of Night up. Edge of Night is such a good item into Annie specifically.
Yeah. Well, they can spot everybody out. Now hurting them back into the base. The Elder's still burning for a little bit. It won't be too much longer, though. It's 18 seconds, if I did my math right. I don't think it gets longer. Does it get longer?
No. I don't believe so.
I think 3rd Elder gets longer. I think it gets a minute longer, but I think the
Yeah.
2nd one's still the same. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Second one might be 30
Hindsight
seconds longer.
goes in. They hit the Curse of the Sad Mummy onto board. Cosmic Radiance coming back over the top. In comes the damage, though. Apache Helicopter still staying relatively topped off, but Winged has been able to assassinate Jimbo Slice on the backline. It's 2 kills for ROTM. The bullet time ripping through. MJC gets the... Oh, he doesn't get the reset. It wasn't quite the kill. He's got the shield from his Gargoyle Stoneplate. Boar is still alive. He's auto-attacking through, trying to finish off anybody he can. The taunt comes through onto Dario Lipa, but MJC standing strong. They finally finish him off. It's Apache Helicopter versus 3. Can he get the 1v3 stop on the game? Boar, Cardinals, and Blazing Cake looking to finally finish off game number 2. They're auto-attacking down the Nexus towers. Apache Helicopter, when is his moment? It's apparently just not coming this game.
It's
He's
apparently...
gonna let the Nexus fall.
Yeah, it's apparently not his moment.
Game 2 goes to Crowstorm. 38 minutes of agony, and they finally finish it off.
Good lord. At no point was that close. In any way. I was not, I repeat, not ready to call the game at 3 different occasions. You have to give it to Disco for the resilience. The double Baron steal and the length's gone to secure the Elder, but not quite enough at the end of the day, and we're gonna see a 3rd game out of this one.
Yeah. Not even close.
Mm-mm. No, not close. Confirmed.
Oh, okay. An update on the
Yeah.
other game. We don't get a replay after a super long discussion with admins. I will never play in Legends again, down 0-1. Okay, well,
Nice, nice. Um, do I get a quote on that, or is that anonymous?
that's anonymous. I don't want to dock someone, but that's
Yeah, it's reasonable.
hmm. Apparently the MF misfortune bug not enough to warrant a replay of the game. Very interesting.
I guess.
Well, there's
In
still
other Return to the Middle Six news, Copium is playing in finals against Aikedo in LOR,
yeah.
which yeah, that sounds about right actually.
Well, things continue to happen, whether we want them to or not. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
They're not yet into the next game, so.
Nope.
Um,
No, they spent the entirety of the series we just, or the game that we just casted, not being in game or playing League of Legends. So
I have a draft link for Game 3 of Crowstorm.
I guess we might just be sticking with Crowstorm then.
That sounds reasonable at this point.
Nothing to
know.
complain about, honestly. This series is enough excitement for me.
Yeah, I just don't know how long I want to stay with Dark. Like, a heart goes out to him because like, what a roller coaster of emotions both of the teams are going through right now. But yeah, okay, they're in champ select right now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
think we just stay with game 3 though.
That's probably the call, I think. Yeah.
Shout out if any of the Darkwind boys are listening along, but boy, I can't imagine. So even taking away my bias as a Rodham admin, I don't know how you don't award a game replay for that bug. Like, I don't know, 3 separate occurrences of it in the same game. 2 of them were pretty critical. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I'd see it
I've got my
differently.
opinions.
Yeah.
I probably should not voice them. Because, you know, professionalism being what it is.
I didn't send you the right link for the record. They made it different.
Okay, I was wondering, because there's been 0 movement on this one, so I'll
So
just
there's-
scrap that. Give it
there's-
another shot. Nice. On this one, it looks like one of the teams is readied up, so Be nice if we could get invites to this lobby so that we wouldn't be specking in.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing.
No, not at all. I am semi-officially out of things to. Oh, you have C9 coming out of plans.
Do I have them coming out of plans? Yeah, probably. I can't imagine they play that brainlessly for an entire best of 5, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I was a little bit surprised when they dropped what was that? Was that actually UOL's only win, or did they win another game?
No, that was their only win.
Yeah, that's that's about right.
Yeah, the amount of talent on the team should show at some point. And like realistically, they're better than every other. They're better than all of the minor region teams. They're probably honestly better than Hanwha Life as well. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I them dropping the game to DFM today, like I can see of the other teams in the minor regions for play-ins, I could see DFM taking that game. Yeah, best of ones being what they are.
Yeah, I think the format's just kind of screwy, but at the same time, like, I don't know. They made an announcement saying play MF and Zen at your own risk. We tested the bug out in another custom game and it did not happen.
I wonder what causes that then. If there's a way to recreate that or not.
It definitely happened. Like there's
Right, there's
3
video evidence
separate
of it.
instances of it. So like, I don't know. Again, I have some opinions, but maybe we'll hold off. I don't know. I just don't know what you're supposed to do in that situation. Like,
Yeah.
granted, I've also heard arguments, and have even taken this side once or twice, like, if it's in the game and not disabled, then it's intended. Like, bugs are what they are, you just have to deal with them the same way you would deal with a weird lane matchup or whatever. I can see that argument. I don't like it, though. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like to a certain extent that's fair if it's like hasn't it just hasn't been fixed yet. But we've also seen like bugs discovered mid-tournament that get ruled on that just previously haven't been seen before, and obviously are not the intended purpose of the abilities interaction. I don't think any reasonable argument can be made that Xin Zhao ult is not supposed to block MF, especially if they can recreate it not happening in a custom game where it actually does block it. So they've actually disproven that argument themselves by not being able to recreate it.
There's a draft happening. Do you have which side is which? I never actually asked.
It looks like Rodham is red side.
Rodham is red side.
That being, you know, the obvious point being that they picked Twitch Tarek again, which I think is totally fair. Ken and mid notably went banned this time around. Gotta love it.
All right, so focus back in on Crowstorm. Yeah, here's a draft that's happening. Twitch Tarek Gragas for Crowstorm. For Disco Gaming, it's Misfortune, Jarvan, and Rel. So they had some AoE, and they've decided they want more AoE here for Game 2, and ROTM trying to find answers to that, and the Tarek and the Gragas, pretty notably good ones.
Yeah. No, that seems totally reasonable. I specifically like the Gragas because there's a lot of fun disengage that you get to do against a lot of these champions. Plus, you can always just cast the Misfortune ult, which is fun.
Yeah, and the Poppy. So that's actually a decision point here. So is Gragas or is Poppy top? Dash, which
I feel like
jungle?
historically speaking,
Historically speaking,
Pop-
it's Gragas jungle with Poppy top,
but also we've seen Blazing Cake on Poppy in this series already. So, also, interestingly enough, I don't know if this lends any weight to the argument or not, but I was going to go to pick Poppy in a game a couple of weeks ago, and you can't find her by filtering by top laners because League does not categorize her that way anymore. So,
oh,
interesting, really, that she's been kicked out of top lane when she was my top lane one trick in season 7, I think. It's like right after the rework or whatever. Oh, how the times they are changing.
true. Alright, Urgot Twisted Fate to finish off the comp for Disco Gaming. The Urgot feels more like a lane counter than anything. Should be pretty good against Poppy, probably okay against Gragas even. The Twisted Fate feels a little out of left field. If you're gonna blind a champion of all of them, why Twisted Fate?
Yeah, I want to have an answer to that question, but I don't, and I feel like it's super punishable. Maybe not, well, I mean, yeah, maybe by that.
I don't know that Corki is the best at punishing any particular lane, but you get
Yeah.
to scale for free. Like TF shouldn't have kill threat on you, right? And you
No,
have
there's-
Valkyrie
there's
to get
no
out
way.
of the jacuzzi. Like, it feels like a good pick. It's not the we're gonna double down and kill Twisted Fate all the time. You're not picking Fizz. You're not picking like Zoe is a pretty good lane matchup into it, but instead the opposite, where you just get to farm and scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, so you have the disengage available. You have Keeper's Verdict. You have the explosive cask. You have the Tarek ult. You've got a lot of damage coming out of your double marksman comp. How does it stack up though against the team that Disco's throwing through?
I feel like a lot of it's going to come down to early execution. Like you've selected things that you want to be impactful. You've got the TF who, TF is a lot like Nocturne. I feel like your first and maybe to a lesser extent your second ult kind of decide how the game goes for you. You've got Jarvan, who notably is not top lane, sans the Worlds experience where we've really kind of only seen him in top lane, and that's a really impactful early jungler. One of the only ones that's still like known for level 2 gank cheese, except for maybe like Twitch, if you subscribe to the Twitch jungle theory. So if they can convert, I feel like Disco stacks up pretty well. If they can't, they should just lose by scaling, right? You've got Twitch and Corki double marksman combo with a late game Cosmic Radiance to come in over the top, and a lot of disengage if the fight isn't going well for you.
Yeah, definitely agree. They're into Champion Select, so it'll be a little bit before we even have a spectator delay to show you. Thanks everyone who's kind of bared with us for this cast that's just a little all over the place.
Only slightly.
But yeah, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you don't follow the channel, please hit the follow button, because that does help us out. And then also, once you do that, return here when we go live, because we like having as many people in here as we can. Yeah. Cards, if I get a vote, it's always Stargarden.
If I get a vote, it's definitely Crimson Hammer.
I wish it were ever as easy as just turn up the mic. The mic is maxed out, unfortunately. So it's just to turn down the music angle. I need to really fiddle with some audio settings at some point. I'm sure there's a way to boost my mic output a little bit without just lowering everything else, which is what I usually do. 2 apps are using my microphone. That's concerning. What's the other one? Oh, it won't actually tell me. Thank you, Windows.
Thank you, Windows. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, Discord is. Okay. It's Discord and OBS. I figured it out. Anyway, I'm gonna take my headset off for a second because I'm like way too hot, and walk around and maybe grab some water. But I'll be back. We'll jump into game here in just a second. If you want to, you can entertain the fans. If not, whatever. There's music.
I will make an attempt. So, let's see, entertainment. Yeah, I don't do that. So I'm gonna do what I do know how to do, is to talk about League of Legends. I kind of gave a little bit of an account of how this game should go, but slightly more nuanced, without knowing exactly where Poppy and Gragas are going. These lanes are... It really should be Poppy top into Urgot, because like Urgot in lane is only a threat with E up. The subjugate is like the entire ability that you play around, and Poppy just negates that. So I'd be kind of surprised to see Gragas not go into the jungle here. And on that subject, Gragas is a little bit more... Gragas is probably looking to avoid an early crab fight with Jarvan. Because like Poppy doesn't ever have issues with dying to Urgot in lane, but you're not going to have prio early. So top crab is going to be kind of a wash. Core QTF is literally a farm fest, and I would say the same thing about bot, except whenever Boar is in the lane on a character like Twitch, it never is, so there's going to be fighting, and we'll just have to see what comes of that. Boom, your analysis is done. Also, I'd like to lodge a formal complaint on the Your Shop options for me in my League client. I don't play 3 of these characters. The other 3 I play, but the skins are bad. Or the lowest discount they can get, which is 20%. So it's basically still $10. Yeah. But also the larger issue is that they put a Yuumi skin in here. Which I find personally insulting.
Alright, I'm back. Are you here?
I am, in fact.
Alright.
I made a cursory attempt of entertainment by analyzing lane by lane and then complaining about my your shop options, and then I ran out of content.
That sounds completely reasonable.
They gave me a Yumi skin, which I find as a personal insult, and I don't play like 3 of the other characters, so sad.
Well, we're into game number 3. We're even about a minute in. Sorry, I was a little late coming back. I ate a cookie ball and discussed events with my wife.
Nice.
Yeah. So, whew, on the blue side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 3. With their playoff lives on the line are Disco Gaming, MJC offline in the top lane playing Urgot, Apache Helicopter in the jungle on Jarvan the 4th, Jimbo Slice in the mid lane playing Twisted Fate, and Dario Lipa and Hindsight OP in the bottom lane playing MF and Rel. And Cardinals is scrapping with MJ, and it doesn't go well for Cardinals. He actually has to burn his flash at level 1. But I'll let you introduce Crowstorm if you want to.
Sure.
Or maybe you don't want to. That's also fine.
Nah, I'll go ahead and introduce it. I feel like they've earned it, right? We've got Cardinals, 29 specifically, up in the top lane on the Poppy. This is the lane I predicted, by the way, the Poppy as the you can't die counter to Urgot in lane because of Subjugate being blocked. Blazing Cake in the jungle on Gragas. Wing Nation in mid on Corki, and Bora and Garethar on a repeat performance of Twitch Tarek in the bot lane.
Yeah. This early game already not going as well as last game. No 3 kills in the jungle to start off with, so we'll see how this goes from an even position for Disco Gaming. Oh, he's got Astronaut Corki. I appreciate that. His recall animation is kind of adorable. And he shoots out like little aliens. I don't quite understand why that works. You know, sometimes it'd be like that.
Occasionally it do, and I'm here for it. You see, the interesting thing about the Poppy Urgot lane is that, like, Poppy doesn't win it, she just never dies. Because you just W the E, and that's the only impactful lane ability that Urgot has, so...
Yeah, it feels like unless you overcommit, it seems kind of difficult to die.
You, like, don't even really get prio in the lane either. You just get to exist for free.
Yeah, and that's honestly kind of the vibe that Winged is giving in mid lane as well. I am kind of curious now seeing Cake on the Gragas. He's got Predator, which means that we might see some early nonsense from him. Flash E, notably very strong on the Gragas character. I hate that skin, by the way. No ill will toward Blazing Cake, but just kind of a disgusting skin. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It's not as disgusting as base Gragas, but yeah,
Not quite.
I don't know. I pretty much have to play with like Arctic Ops because I don't know. For some reason, I just can't deal with that character no more. It's just too grotesque. Makes me feel bad.
Looks like he's moving down the bot lane. Blazing Cake
Yeah.
doesn't have access to the Predator, and would also be really difficult dive to pull off, so he's just gonna pop the recall. It feels like the right call.
Yeah, meanwhile, Apache Helicopter's moving into the jungle. He's got the Krugs taken away, so he'll get an extra jungle camp or 2 out of it. I guess they kind of vertical jungled. I didn't pay the most attention to it, but Cake's gonna find that his Krugs are gone, and that's gonna make him maybe a little bit more sad than he would be otherwise. Although I feel like everybody in the generation that's playing League of Legends just has some karmic sadness anyway. Just residually.
It has to be, right?
Yeah. If you don't have depression, are you even a League of Legends player? Oh, that's actually a good
Mm.
interrupt on the body slam from Blazing Cake. MJC has to, well, he actually doesn't have to do much of anything. He uses his E back away, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, that's even with Sheen first, you don't really have enough damage to just pop Urgot like that. It was a really nice interrupt though.
Yeah, I like the look. It's kind of hard to see where the aggression is going to come from in this game. Like, these team fights are going to be nonsense. Like, they're going to be all-out brawls, but until we get there, it's going to be hard to see. Like, it'll probably be, you know, TF just hit level 6. He's got Destiny available. Although, for some reason, it has the, like, little mark, like it's got a cooldown. I don't know if you have the same bug, but...
I do, yeah.
I guess all of the ultimates do. That's kind of weird. MJC, pretty low. The Keeper's Verdict used just for a little bit of extra damage. I was scared about the way we were just zooming in on him, like he was about to die, but there's no cross-map ult, but instead it's going to be the knock into the wall. Cardinals looking for the hammer shock, but not quite able to find the damage. And it is First Blood with the Buckler auto attack, and now chasing around the bottom lane, but it looks like a small numbers advantage potential. Never mind, it's 4v4. I don't know what I'm talking about. Destiny was actually popped during that by Jimbo Slice, so they won't have that available, and that means the first TF gank not successful.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna end up being super impactful since there were a lot of other people pulled to that play, so you could argue it was kind of defensive, or it was at least just matching in case a fight did break out. It's if you Destiny and you lose a bunch of like reasonable XP differentials, and that's when it starts getting like detrimental and
Ooh,
such.
Garethart going in for the flash. They have Blazing Cake in their back pocket as well. Boar able to dodge back out, but the body slam over. Dario is so low, and he gets taken down by the explosive. Well, not the explosive cast, the other one. Barrel roll, I think is what it's called. Boar's going to pick up the other one as well. So 2 kills in the bottom lane for Crowstorm, and they're off to a 3-0 start again. Is it just called barrel roll? Keg toss? I'm going to look it up. I think I lost it. It is barrel roll. Okay.
It's barrel roll. Yep, that's correct.
Why has no one made just do a barrel roll pun? Well, joke. It's not really a pun.
I'm sure someone has. I just now that you mention it, I have not heard it. So
yeah. Dragon gonna go the way of Crowstorm. They've got a 2,000 gold lead. We're not saying a whole lot this game. I think we're still coming down off of the high at the end of game number 2. But you know,
I for one am kind of happy that it's a little more tame. It gives me some time to watch like League of Legends play out the way I would expect it to, as opposed to the back and forth roller coaster of the last 10 minutes of game 2.
yeah. So Rift Herald is picked up by Apache Helicopter. He's been able to grab these objectives even under a lot of pressure. So it's been good to see. They've gotten a lot of value out of them in the first, or in game 2. I guess we don't explicitly know about game 1. But it feels like game 1 probably played out in a similar way to game 2, just with a different ending. If I had to guess. But yeah, Cardinals picking a fight with MJC, but Apache Helicopter is unfortunately the jungler that's closest. He gets sent back to the moon, and now the teleport coming in from Wing Nation. They're looking for MJC. They'll finish him off with the auto attack from Wing, and Apache Helicopter now maybe caught. Blazing Cake with the interrupt on the flag and drag, but he still had flash available, so Jarvan will be able to get out of there unless he greeds on this path, which it looks like he kind of did. So yeah, nothing really going to happen there, but slightly more drama. And now Jarvan with no flash, the extra kill up in the top lane gets Wing Nation onto the board, but in comes the Destiny, and that's a really good Cosmic Radiance, but the ultimate from Rel trying to pull him in. Boar kiting back, getting knocked around, but he just doesn't have the damage output, and Dario will pick up his first kill of the game and get Disco Gaming onto the board.
Yeah, a really nice play from them to Yeah, yeah, they did what they needed to do. They converted off of the Destiny. It's a really nice pickup for them, especially since, you know, we've been talking about how this game's going kind of to plan, but it is worth noting that Return of the Middle Sticks was eking out a pretty nice advantage, and they still hold quite a bit of it. It is over 1,000 gold lead in their favor.
Yeah, Explosive Cask in the top lane does push back MJC, but he's really doing damage to Blazing Cake. That'll force the teleport out of Jimbo Slice, trying to return some damage in the top lane. Good stopwatch to get away from the Urgot ultimate, but it's not going to do too much more than that. Now Cardinals may be in trouble, gets thrown into the Jacuzzi. He's got Flash available, so he'll be able to get out of there, but Blazing Cake with the little overextension in the top lane, and he's actually falling pretty far off tempo compared to Apache Helicopter. Now 26 CS is as well as that assist. Now even some turret plates, maybe even potentially a first tower up here in the top lane if they play this correctly with the Rift Herald.
Yeah, they've had. I mean, Blazing Cake's had some really nice interrupts. He's forced a lot of resources, but in doing so, he hasn't gotten just the same level of straight farm that Apache Helicopter has been able to get for himself. And
Oh, that doesn't actually interrupt Shelly's charge. That was a neat little idea from Cardinals. I can see what he was thinking. Apache very low and actually gets taken down by the Hammer Shock. So they trade the kill back in exchange for the tower, but that's a lot of standing gold going into the pockets of the trio up on the top side.
yeah, and they do leverage the Rift Herald perfectly. I don't feel like that was any amount of wasted time on their end. So good on them, and that's a nice little interrupt actually. It'll desync the back from Rodham's bot lane. In fact, Garethar is actually just gonna stick it out. Wonder if he has any gold that he's supposed to be spending right now. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got about
1200-ish.
now. That's not insignificant, but not always felt the most on your support, I guess. Well, it
Not
might be
quite.
nice to
It
have
would be
another
different
ward
if
or
you hit
two.
Twitch there.
Yeah, might be nice to have a couple of wards, though. That one might actually cost them, but they're setting up for this dragon. 30 seconds to go on this Infernal Dragon spawn. Destiny is available, and the squad trying to spot out Hindsight. They do spot him out, but the crash down is enough to get him out to safety, and this is a scary little moment. Winged has returned to mid lane. Cardinals has teleport. MJC does right now. So, yeah, package available for Corky. I didn't hear him pick it up. I guess we don't get the sound effect playing, but this is a pretty big moment for Winged. If he can find a really nice package on this dragon play, might just outright secure it for Crowstorm. And yeah, you can see how aggressively he can position with it. Notably, can't be interrupted while you're using the package, so pretty safe on that, and they'll pick up the dragon in exchange for his threatening with the package. He might even look to drop that back mid on top of Jimbo Slice. It always feels bad not to use it. Sometimes that's the right play. But yeah, gonna get the knockback in onto the Twisted Fate. The Predator popped, and the TF also goes pop. That's a nice little play.
Yeah, I like that. That was pretty clean. And I never get tired of watching that experience, but
Oh, what was that?
What?
Cardinals, calm down.
What damage was that out of my tank care? Oh no, he has Divine Sunder.
Yeah,
Never mind.
he did
No,
go
everything
Sunderer,
everything there is proceeding as normal, actually.
did he dash through the Urgot ult, or was it just a miss? I didn't quite see how that lined up, but
I'm not sure if he was at the damage threshold, actually.
Well,
I don't think he dashed through it, per se.
I mean, it should have still hit him, I think, is what I'm saying. I know he wasn't at the damage threshold, but it at least is a gigantic slow and really annoying. It's like a 99% slow when you get hit by it, right? And then it decays. That might be wrong.
I want to say that's correct. I want to say it's 90.
Oh, I said
It
99,
is.
but...
If that's...
Well, they're looking for Boar on the dive. Hindsight pulls him back in with the Magnet Storm. Meanwhile, Cardinals has a flank on this. They're just going to beat up the Twisted Fate. They find him out. They'll lose the tower on the bottom side in exchange for this play that they're making, but they get the pick and they'll get the Rift Herald in exchange. Boar just trying his best to farm. Dario Not really giving him any space to do that, though.
Not exactly. So for clarification, it is up to 75% based on the missing health of the target that gets hit.
Oh, the
Is the
slow
slow?
scales on the missing hit? That's weird. Alright.
Yeah, 1% per 1% missing health up to 75. Which it feels way more complicated than it probably needs to be in any reasonable sense.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a neat ability idea. I don't mind that, but MJC looking now, he's going to get the bop into the wall from Cardinals and forced to flash away. Hindsight is here trying to defend his Urgot, but now in comes the squads. Jimbo Slice gets the gold card through, but Winged is able to teleport in. He's just torn apart, though, by MJC on the top side. Meanwhile, Blazing Cake, not quite enough damage to blow through Jimbo Slice. Dario gets the auto attack over the wall, but it also isn't quite enough damage, and ROTM forced to evacuate. They don't have Boar available, and it's the full 5 stack that was up on the top side of the rift for Disco.
Yeah, that numbers disadvantage is really difficult to work through, even with the two solo laners being as ahead as they are, and that's quite a bit of gold handed over, all things considered. I mean, we're getting to a point where that gold lead is looking quite a bit closer than it probably could have been at this point in the game.
Yeah, Garethar walking in, he does get the stun onto Apache Helicopter, but not exactly who he wanted to see there, apparently. MJC forces him to flash away. Dario Lipa working away on the mid lane tower in the meantime. And I don't think we're going to see any fighting out of this. It's just going to be Cardinals trying to defend this mid lane. God, he's taking...
Yeah, I'm not exactly positive what Garethar and Blazing Cake are looking for there. Boar was still quite a ways away and no package available for Corki.
Yeah. Now,
This
with
looks a little
Boar
more
here,
reasonable.
the Magnet Storm coming through, Hindsight OP kind of sacrificing himself in order to evacuate his misfortune. Hindsight's going to fall. Boar takes that kill, his second of the game. But importantly, Dario Lipa able to strut on out of there. Did have to burn his flash in the process, though. Well, 45 seconds to go on our first Cloud Dragon spawn. RTM in pretty good position for it. Red buff being taken away by Winged. Cardinals get spotted on the top side, but now the full gig is up as gig is up, jig is up. God, who knows anymore?
I think it's Jig.
Yeah, jig is the saying. I don't know where. I don't know. I need to go to bed. That tower dies. There we go. So mid lane tower down. Disco has the tower advantage, and oh no, Boar gets caught out. He's camouflaged right now. The explosive cast not enough to disengage. Can they actually turn this fight? Blazing Cake goes in trying to defend for his AD carry, but in comes the package from Wing. It's doing a little bit of damage. It's actually chewing through everyone. MJC very low, burning down to the Twitch passive. Cardinals just bonks him with the Keeper's Verdict for the kill. Wing kiting back to the rest of his team. They separate Hindsight OP from Apache Helicopter, and they'll take down Hindsight in the process. Cardinals looking to chase down Apache, but I don't think he's going to find that one. But again, it's 4 kills for ROTM in exchange for Blazing Cake, and they should be able to get the dragon unless Apache wants to go in for a steal.
Yeah, I don't really see I don't really see the steal on deck for him. That'll be point to soul point for Return of the Metal Six and a really clean team fight coming out from them. I mean, this is night and day from how back and forth the game has looked, but we've seen them throw leads twice so far in this series, so let's keep our fingers crossed that they don't stick to pattern here.
Yeah, and notably the Dragon Soul not the gigantic objective that it's been in the past 2 games. No Infernal, no Ocean Soul. Instead, it's just the Cloud Soul waiting at the end for them. Sorry, I shouldn't be checking my Discord in the middle of the game, but here I am.
That's kind of where I've been at. I'm trying to keep tabs on what is and is not happening with the other series that we're not covering.
True. Anyway, 14-5, Crowstorm at a pretty big advantage, about 3,000 gold for them as well. A lot of it on Boar and on Cardinals right now. And Boar has found Dario Lipa, and he's got nowhere to go. Boar on the rampage. Hindsight even caught out on the other side, and That's not what you want to have happen, especially right around this 20-minute Baron. This could be a potential 20-minute take for ROTM. I think they should be tanky enough with the Taric there to be able to sustain through it. But Apache Helicopter hanging around on the side. Are they going to go for it? It looks like instead they're going to go for the pick onto Cardinals, who's got the Keeper's Verdict to try to get away. He'll have his dash, or he'll have his W back up soon. They spot Apache Helicopter on the top side, 3,000 health. He stole 2 Barons in the last game. Worth noting, now makes his way into the Tribush, trying to get away from Wing Nation. 2,500 health. They're not burning it down particularly quickly. And now Wing auto-attacking him down. Apache Helicopter just chooses to leave, and Baron secured for ROTM.
All right, that was a lot cleaner of a Baron take than we
four?
saw in the last series. Oh, he's out of there.
Yeah, he's
Big
fine.
gone. Yeah. Notably, that was Jimbo Slice's flash to try and get that gold card off and get something on the back end of that Baron play, because other than that, it's pretty cut and dry for the return of the Middle Stick squad. Cardinals just keep her verdict away the Destinied in TF, doesn't even have to burn flash, and then Package Corki walks off the enemy jungler while they hold it at 2k. It's a lot more disciplined than we were seeing the last time around, I think. That being said, some of those steals were kind of nuts. We saw Rodham hold the Baron at 3k for an amount of time before that went through, so. They are actually able to convert on that objective this time, though.
Yeah. There's a discussion I've heard. TF is like the only character that buys an item exclusively for a passive. He has to buy the rapid fire cannon, but he doesn't really care about the stats of the rapid fire cannon. He just wants the extra auto range.
Yeah, that's, that is interesting. I don't know if I can come up with any similar example to beat the counterpoint that no, there are some others who do that, because also, I mean, rapid fire cannon is one of the only items in the game who has an effect similar to that, so it kind of makes sense, but even then.
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of is my absolutely cracked 100% win rate if you ignore the last game I played on it. Lee Sin build an ARAM where you go Moonstone Renewer. You don't really care about any of the stats in the Moonstone Renewer, but you get the heal on your shield and the extra shield power. Anyway.
Yeah.
If you're ever looking for some fun, I have a Lee Sin build for you. But Cardinals is just soloing the 80 carry, as you would expect, and
right. No, that's everything there seems super standard.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get the buckler kill. I don't know why Hindsight was headed that way to escort. Like, you would think you would want the Rel back to help defend against this push, but I guess not. Is finally back. Hex flashes in, but the belly bump from Gragas is trying to interrupt it. But they put him into the Jarvan Jacuzzi. There's just no damage coming forward from Disco Gaming. They've already lost 2, and Cardinals teleports in, looking for MJC. He'll get hit by the Urgot ultimate, but everybody is just gone for Disco Gaming. 4 men gone, and RTM waiting around the cannon minion for the minion wave to come in. MJC and Dario Lipa, the last 2 left alive. Flash forward from Garithar, bonk him into the wall, and Boar is dominating. MJC on the steps of the fountain, and it looks like Crowstorm has done it. The games 1 and 2, super close, super back and forth, but game 3, they kind of blow out Disco Gaming. We'll see if they actually finish off the Nexus here. I can't imagine they don't at their health bars, but yeah, there it is. A 2-1 victory, never in doubt for Crowstorm. They're going to move on. I don't know who they're facing. I haven't kept up, but yeah.
A night and day difference between the first 2 games and this one. This looked very dominant, very controlled, very easy conversion from the early leads they got. No major slip-ups for Return of the Middle Sticks Crowstorm, which is encouraging, especially going into the next playoff series next week. So
yeah. It looks like Darkwind fell 2-0 in their series. 2 asterisk to 0, if you will.
Yeah, that.
Um,
I don't have any further comments on that.
I'm just gonna double check really quick. I'm pretty sure that that's how it went down, though. Yeah, they're not even online anymore. So, yeah, so that's unfortunately gonna do it for us. Congratulations to Crowstorm winning 2-0 or 2. My God. They won 2-1. And
Feels
are
like
gonna move.
bedtime.
Yeah, they're gonna move on to the quarterfinals, which we'll have next week. Next 2 casts are gonna be, or the next cast is Tuesday, UAL Week 4. Should be pretty exciting. They're taking on Michigan State, undefeated in their group. If they win, they'll take top in the group, so that's, stakes. Pretty exciting. And then the next day, Wednesday, will be Pain and Panic, taking the Rift against Mint Carmel. And then, yeah, Thursday we'll have Crowstorm. I don't know who they're playing, because I'm not actively looking at the bracket right now. All
It was
right.
a wild series.
Yeah. Game 2 in particular, just absolutely bananas. Go back and watch that if you have some time. But that's going to do it for us. Special shout out to Splash. Thanks for the follow. If you guys don't follow the stream, please hit that follow button, as it does help support Return of the Middle Sticks. If you're interested, we also do sell jerseys and buttons and stuff like that. You can message me if you're interested. Eventually, I'm going to make like a little shop, and I'll have it on here, but I don't yet. So, yeah. Do you have like social media or something? Do you wanna plug
Nothing
something?
I'm gonna plug.
Okay.
Yep.
Then for Oath, for myself, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're going to raid Aikedo, who's fresh off of his Runeterra Academy tournament win. And yeah, go support the boy. We'll see you guys back here on Tuesday night. Oh, I need the stream end one. Get the official panel up there.
Nice. We do like official panels.